Stream is cutting in and out.
Yeah, I was just checking the stream because it's definitely cutting in and out.
Yeah, I think
turn
I'm
again.
having internet issues my side a little.
It's still verified, so it'll be normal.
That's a hit.
Roll
damage.
I really don't want to harm this ghost, I guess.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 10 feet. I push it through Faith. And slow down 10 feet.
Okay. And finally, 607. Your turn.
Okay. Still hitting the ghost. Okay.
It looks like its eyes are rolling back into its head. It looks like it's finally, perhaps, passing on.
Stick with first level, though.
Okay. And
not as good a roll.
That's it. That's enough.
Oh, that's enough. Okay,
the
good.
fire burns this creature into the tiniest little, like, ectoplasm. You see this creature just sort of dissipate, and it lets out one final gasp, as if trying to get air, before dissipating in the flames, ending the combat.
Oh, job done. How are the axe peaks? Are they Are they more relaxed now? Are they starting to relax?
Yes, I think they would start to relax. Yes.
Okay. I would like to search the area just to make sure that there's nothing else dangerous in the house we were told we could stay in.
I want to check in with the White Lady to see if she's still feeling a spiritual presence here. Besides yourself, of course.
It seems as though the barkeep has been put to rest. That said, the ones responsible for his murder most likely are still abound.
Did you happen to get a good look at them? Because I didn't. I only heard what the others said.
Yeah, they didn't see the vision either. Only the ones who were possessed saw what the ghost was seeing.
So what was that all about? Guys, Barry, did you have any revelations?
So much. Well, I saw what Ashanti saw as well. And didn't he say something about the Zeds?
Zins.
Zeds?
Zens?
What is Zin?
I don't know, but
yes.
I remembered it because I was thinking you have no sense if you're going to cheat the Zins.
Is it Zens or Zims or Scent? How do you spell it?
I heard Zins.
Oh, your Drift Globe knows more than we do.
Zen. Thank you, Drift Globe.
Thank you, Drift Globe.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So now we got Zent. We got.
So the Zents are not the same as the Fae and Spy. It's a different group. Cool. So we have the Zents, the Fayans, and the family. Kill them all.
Interesting.
There's a lot of them.
Maybe not all at once.
Just add it to the murder list.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest.
In fact, 607. You might even know of them. You can roll me like a history check.
Sure, I'm great at history.
Yeah, being hung wasn't on my cards today, to be honest.
Mm.
I was doing it to myself.
You hung yourself? Yeah, I was gonna say what.
Yeah.
It was very brave, though.
Just a 9.
You're not too familiar.
They had.
Can I guidance that roll? Is it too late?
A snake.
You can guidance that.
Had a snake on there.
Yeah.
Their tunics. I don't remember what. Chris, what kind of snake did we see? Was it coiled and ready to
Like a
strike, or what
no,
kind
it
of
was
snake?
like a wavy snake with wings stretched out, like a flying snake.
Oh, it was
Flying. Oh,
it was wavy and what, flying
it's
maybe?
if I had a tongue, it would be on the tip of it.
Okay.
It
I
sounds so familiar.
yellow
Yellow and
yellow cloak
snakes.
with a snake embroidery that's wavy and has wings.
Yellow
Um,
yellow
it
wavy snakes. It's
and they there was a
Didn't it?
bunch of them dressed
Didn't,
alike. It was a group. It wasn't a single person.
what if
And
the
they
Zents and the family are the same? They both use flying snakes.
really
the family doesn't really use like it was the other guy that used the snakes, not the family.
Oh, wait, maybe the speaker of Argos was a
Maybe
Zent
he
then,
was.
working with the family.
But why would he work with the family? The family they would be rival. It'd be a rival group. The family wants to take the power for
maybe
themselves.
Keep your
maybe
eyes
you just
closed. Yeah, enemies
hit the
close.
nail on the head. Maybe it's a rival group,
Hmm.
Maybe it's a rival group. Maybe they're working together, consolidating power. I don't know.
or they're working
Maybe
against each other. Um, I, the the guy paid them with fake gems, counterfeit gems. So
oh,
maybe they're just,
is that why they killed him? I mean, I
yeah,
if you're gonna pay people shady like that, and you're gonna pay them with counterfeit gems, I'm not surprised that they would
yeah,
have come to take care of him. It
right.
sends a message to everybody else.
Or I don't know. He paid them or he paid someone. Maybe they were sent by the someone he paid. Maybe it was them themselves. I don't know. But meanwhile, while we're talking, I'm gonna check each of the axe beaks. Do any of them look hurt? Did they hurt themselves trying to get
No,
away from this thing? Okay, so
no, they didn't.
are they settling down now? I mean, can I give them
Yeah,
all a measure of feed and some water to help them settle in?
yeah, yeah. You absolutely
Okay.
can. Yeah, you can give me an animal handling check, but
Okay.
it seems like
Were there
they're no
any
longer flustered.
were any of the people you saw in your vision, were they distinguished or looked like they were in command at all?
There was,
Yes. For
yeah.
a minute, next to 607 was a woman. Pale skin, dark hair, human, I think. She had her
Mm,
arms crossed like she was mad, but I don't remember anything else. Dark clothes, dark hair, pale skin, angry expression.
Would you recognize her if you saw her again?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it was her features really were blurry. I mean, this was more of an impression than anything else.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna have Bits guard the axe beaks and the ramshackle. So the axe
hmm
beaks are not alone now that they've been settled and are
Okay.
quiet. Um, how
Like
is how
Bits
is
is like
Andy?
a shepherd to them.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's been trained as a guard dog. I mean, on the
Mhm.
caravan, her job was to ride in the back of the gold cart and or the treasure cart and guard the treasure. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what her job is to guard whatever is valuable to us.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
how is Andy acting? I mean, is
With
she
your animal handling check being a 20, you settle down most of the animals. Andy still refuses to go into the rafters, but they are more content just being on your shoulder in here by the looks.
okay? There, but she's not acting broody.
No. No, not
Okay, good.
anymore.
Thank God. Okay. All right, good.
All right.
So we may not have to worry about eggs after all.
Wait, I thought Andy was a boy. I think we established last time.
Oh, okay. Thank God. Yes. Oh, good. Then I don't have to worry about eggs. It'll be the other people worrying about eggs. I'm going to totally
Oh
ditch my
no.
responsibilities as a grandmother and encourage Andy to be a deadbeat dad.
Oh my.
Oh my god. What the? Dear. Maybe they
Although
just cuddled
Ashanti
up. That was it.
would
Who
not have
knows?
done that in real life. Ashanti would have totally assumed responsibility of the other owl and the babies.
Okay. So
Uh,
I mean that's one more
yeah.
reason for Nimsy to be on our side. When we ask a favor, we dealt with the ramshackle and they can now claim it back.
Yeah.
Or we claim
Yeah.
it as
I
part
mean,
of one of our estates, but you know.
yeah, we should definitely say thank you for
Mhm.
sending us here. And how did you get hurt?
Oh.
When the ghosts attacked me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I'm fine.
Would
I'm fine. It's
you
so
need to do
it's
a cure wounds on yourself? I'm sorry. I should
I
have
don't
noticed that right away.
it's okay. I don't have that many
Mm.
spells left, so I don't want to use them all up.
Do we
Okay.
want to
All right.
Especially if we're going into another adventure soon,
take an hour
as in
to
later today.
recuperate?
Yeah,
I wouldn't
maybe we should
mind
take a
taking a half an
short
hour to
rest.
recuperate. If we could do that, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
No
Just
shot.
give me a chance to catch my breath.
Okay. Yep. Take a short rest.
Okay.
Yay, spell slots. Hmm. Really difficult to not use
Uh,
my 2 spell slots.
how's the stream, James?
It's fine at the moment. It seems to have settled.
Okay, good. All right. Okay. After your short rest, where do you guys want to head? Back to the Speaker's house or to the Lucky Liar?
We
I
go
think we
directly to there.
Okay.
Oh.
Just get this done with.
Oh.
There might be evidence
okay.
there.
We're not going to speak to the speaker then. I mean,
What do you want to tell them?
if you all guys want to just go straight to it, then sure. I'm down for that, but
I don't know. I think 6 or 7 might be right. There's no point asking for permission for something we're gonna do
Yeah.
anyway. And it
Sometimes
might
it's
be
easier to ask for forgiveness.
yeah. Especially if she's a spy, and we may need
Mhm.
to present evidence after we've killed her.
we
Yeah.
don't have evidence.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Well,
I
if
know.
we kill her, then we'll have more time to find the evidence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
wait,
it.
I'm sorry. I was channeling my inner 607.
Is
Hmm.
is the Lucky Liar just a tavern or is it an inn?
The tavern.
So it doesn't house rooms.
No.
Okay, good. Do we want
Does
to
it
wait
house?
till closing time then?
Well, does it have rooms for the family, or is she living somewhere else? I
Probably
forgot her
for her,
name.
but that's about it.
Okay, so
Deny Zotal.
okay, so she sleeps there.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
do we want to wait
Yeah.
till hours that it would be closed, so it's just her though?
Yeah, probably.
Not a bad idea.
Because maybe killing someone in front of
A
a good
bunch of people would start a big bar fight.
yeah.
That might be fun.
All right.
That might be a lot of fun.
Oh no.
Tell me what you want to do.
So when does the Lucky Liar close, or would it be open at this time of day?
You go
Well-
if you go to the Lucky Liar, you see that it is open because you spent some hours traveling back from the Elven Tomb. So it's like,
Okay.
12. Now, the Lucky Liar would normally be devoid of patrons during this hour. You'd expect the fishermen to be out on the lake, the loggers to be in the forest doing their jobs, but it is pretty packed in here. being that everyone's too scared to go onto the lake because of the monster, and no one wants to go into the woods because of the moose. So
should have dealt
you've
with
got
the
a
monster.
packed tavern full of people, and they're all kind of crabby, frustrated, tired, and hungry.
Do we spend the
You know
time
what? If
here and
if we want to distract her, we can bring the cauldron over here, feed everybody. They'll all be so busy getting food, she'll be busy trying to keep up with the drinks. Somebody could slip in the back and search her bedroom, or slip down to the cellars and search the cellars. I mean, maybe we
That's
could
fair.
do that.
I do have a vial of poison as well.
You know what? And we're going to keep that as a very viable option. I was thinking maybe if, we
Are
feed
we
them
gonna kill
well
this
enough.
person?
Yeah, I think what we
Well,
should.
we're going to first see if we can find if there's evidence that she's a spy.
Why don't we
So
just? Why don't we just go there as patrons? And we're the last ones to leave, but in like the last hour, one of us goes skulking about.
Well, I was thinking if we distract her, if she's having to pay attention to something we're doing, it'll be easier for somebody to go sneak off and take a look.
Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe closer to closing time in case someone gets caught while snooping.
Well, let's take the cauldron over and offer to sell bowls of stew to people.
Okay.
Why don't we take my vial of poison and hear me out? We mix it in with the stew or something so it gets diluted and just gets a whole bunch of people sick and then they go home. That leaves her open.
Well, we don't have to make them sick. We can definitely just make them full, because when beings like us are full, we can sometimes get very sleepy and slow and stupid. Our body stops focusing on our brain and starts focusing on digesting in our stomachs.
I'm back.
You're treating me like a child here. I understand how digestion works.
Well, yeah, but you don't seem to get sleepy afterwards.
I don't eat.
Right. So I'm not treating you like a child. I'm just explaining that
You're
you have a different life than we do. And, what if we really, really, really need your vial of poison down the line? I hate to waste resources when, you know, a a saving that resource for later will accomplish a similar effect.
I think poisoning a whole tavern is an interesting idea.
just basic, just a little bit of poison.
It'd be one dose, right?
It'd
So
be
you could put
it's
it in
one
one
vial I
person.
have.
Yeah.
I
And
could. Well, I was thinking like poisoning like the pot that they get the stew from, so it just sort
yeah,
of
dilute.
it dilutes. It dilutes, so it's not like poison. It's just
It'd give
like
everyone
bad
a really
stew.
bad stomach ache, but
I
yeah,
don't
Yeah, and then
want
they go home.
mostly
to associate us with a stomach ache. What if we need to sell stew in the future? Everybody's gonna say, "Oh, that last time, I heard that the last batch of people that ate from there, they all went home and were
Yeah, they're eating
unhappy."
they're eating from
in fact, actually, it wouldn't kill them.
the tavern.
Just imagine
Yeah,
the
this
story.
poison, it does 1d4, right? So you know it's not potent enough to actually kill anyone. 6 or a 7.
Maybe a child.
I mean,
Yes, that's true.
it's not off the table, but imagine the story when we try to explain it. We went to a tavern to kill someone. We poisoned everybody before killing a person.
We didn't poison everybody. We just made them a little sick by poisoning them.
You know what? We're going to keep this as a backup. If feeding them doesn't work, you are definitely going to consider the second one. That way we've got a bunch of patrons who didn't get sick from the stew before we
Okay.
have patrons that did.
Well, you
So
can't feed them again a second time if they're already full, right? So the poison thing.
Mhm.
This is either you're helping feed
Right.
them all, but
We're going to
I'll tell
feed a
you what.
bunch of
Before you do
people.
that, anyone in this room can make an insight check. I mean, I already told you why they're here. They don't have work. They're literally they're here because not because they want to eat,
Nope.
but because they have nothing better to do, and they are frustrated. You can see angry expressions amongst most of the people here. They're pissed. They can't get out there and do their work, and they've been thinking about going in there and hunting it down, but that's not worked. In fact, I remember recalling this last time. There was injured people here. One person with his leg up on a stool. It was all bandaged up, and people were just sharing stories and waiting for the coal to kind of blow over. But
It's a catch-22, really, because
Hulla,
they're pissed they
if you
can't
feed
go out.
them, they're not gonna want to. They're not gonna want to leave. They're just gonna be comfortable here. They're not. They're not gonna go back to their homes. They're not here for food. They're here because they have nowhere else to be. And yeah, it's a sad sight to see. Although Hulla, as you're surveying the rest of the group, it seems as though there is someone who isn't as crabby or as poorly starved as the others. There's someone here that is actually listening intently to all the stories that are going on. What a perfect time to hear all the rumors when all the fishermen and loggers are here together, gathered. I mean, you got like 4 different stories when you were here last time. And yeah, there actually appears to be a older woman seemingly asking questions about something more specific and getting kind of nowhere with it. She kind of like shakes her head and then goes to the next patron. And as she goes from table to table, you see there is a camaraderie of smaller, stout-looking folk. I guess they're too wrapped up in winter clothes to make out what they are. They got masks over their faces, but you can see with a 24 and a natural 20, you can see tiny little scaled tails kind of out the back of their long winter clothing, and you can see some of their snouts kind of poking out from their masks. And one of them is making a clink, clonk, clink, clonk sound as they're going across the floorboards, like they got like metal for feet.
Okay.
And
Metal
they seem
for
to be holding,
feet.
yeah, like metal boots. And then you can see them. They're clearly kobolds for the most part. Like you can spot them from a mile off, and they seem to be carrying a lot of the equipment for this woman. I think I've shown you the artwork before, but you've even met them. But here's.
Is it the same group of
Stables?
couples we
The
had
white hair-
before?
The white-haired lady? Yeah.
Yeah, the
There
stables.
she is. That's right. You saw her at the stables, and she had a special sled commissioned.
Velamin Harpel.
Velin.
Is she the
Oh,
lady that's going
Helen.
from table to table?
Yes, she's trying to gather rumors, and she's trying to sift the truth from the fiction.
And I would say, wait, don't we know her? We've met her before.
We've met those kobolds before too, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
What
have.
what is
Was
she,
that?
can I
I think
hear
I
what
was-
she's asking? What incident she's asking about?
Yes, you can. With the 24, you listen in careful enough, and there's some. She's like, surely you know of this city? It's a rumor that's been going around Icewindale for some time. And they're like, city? No. Oh, you mean sunken beneath the ocean, like Atlantis? They're like, no, beneath the ice, the glacier. An ancient civilization. Never mind. She starts going to another table, and that's when you kind of like, you bump into her. And she says, what do you think, Skrapp? We're getting nowhere with this. And she turns to one of the kobolds and is asking them. They're all drunk fishermen. This is we're wasting our time.
Well, I suppose if you're thinking about it, that those people just came in. They might know things.
Hmm. Ah, excellent.
no.
Well spotted. Yeah, you see they turn towards you and begin heading towards you. A camaraderie of kobolds. You saying,
I'm
"Oh
gonna
no"? What are you saying, "Oh no"?
pull
for?
my mask down and pull my hood back so that she can see my face clearly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um.
And say hello.
Mm-hmm. Ah, greetings. I'm the Lynn Harple. We not met before. I believe
Oh,
we bumped
monsieur, we
into each other.
have. I'm absolutely certain we have. And Andy would fly down going, "Ooh, look. I can be a
Yep,
baby
another owl.
daddy. A baby dad. I can get another baby mama."
She says, a pleasure to meet you once again. I'm one of the Harples. You may have heard of me, but I'm looking for stories here in Icewindale. I was just
What kind of stories?
curious. Well, there are ancient histories point to a buried city beneath the ice, the Reged Glacier, far, far to the west. Sorry, to the east even. You haven't traveled out that far, perhaps? Or run
No,
into anyone else who understands this tale better than others?
no,
The glacier.
unfortunately.
We were on the glacier. We fought a dragon there. Well,
Far on
fought a
the
dragon.
east?
We went.
That
It
was
was
up in the
east, yeah.
mountains.
I mean, we were
No,
far
you went
north.
west.
We went west
You
of
were
the
west.
mountains.
Well,
No, but
tell us
isn't
the
the glacier?
tale.
Isn't the
I'll
glacier
buy
where
you
we
an
focus
ale.
the dragon on the east?
No, that's the west.
That's the west. Oh, right,
At the ship.
right. Directions. Okay.
Because I rode on its back for just a second. I'm a dragon
He says,
rider.
It sounds like the Sea of Moving Ice. And what you're describing sounds like Aventurus, powerful white worm.
Yes. I stood on his back. I rode a
Her back.
dragon. I'll trade you tales.
Hmm.
Tell me your
She
tale and I'll
looks.
tell you the story of riding a dragon.
She looks amused and says, "All right, Skrapp, would you mind getting some more drinks for these fine folk?
Right here.
We'll see what stories they have." And you gather around a table, and
Scrap, just some chicken broth for me if you can.
Okay. Weird drink choice, but sure.
you come back with the drinks and food, and you tell the tale of your victory over Aventurus. She says,
I give
"Oh,
my chicken
it's good."
broth to bits.
No, there you go. See,
That makes
Thank
more
no
sense.
you.
poisoner, right?
It's not poison. No.
Okay, good. Just checking. Over the course of this food, you tell the story, and she says, "It's finally good to meet some competent adventurers out here."
Well,
I'm not sure we're all that competent, but we try. We have heart. What we lack in experience,
yeah,
we make up in heart.
we've survived. Most of us, at least.
She
of.
nods
Yeah,
attentively.
we had. He died. He died once, and another one died, as well. And is that it? Just 2 deaths? I think somebody else died too.
Hmm.
That's it.
I swear this place is lousy with ghosts because they tell me I got taken over. I blacked out. I have no idea what happened, but apparently I got taken over by a ghost, just
Yeah,
recently.
yeah. You didn't black out. I had to put you to sleep.
Well,
We
thank
lost
you.
our
If
own.
I was taken over by a ghost, thank you.
We've lost our own fair share along the way. haven't we, Skrapp?
I'll get that wizard one day.
A wizard.
Which wizard?
Yes.
The
Is
only
it
wizard
Snort?
we...
Snorp the wizard?
Snorp the
No.
wizard?
A wizard.
No. They were a powerful wizard that we encountered. It's a disagreement of sorts. And unfortunately, they killed 2 of our friends here. He gestures to the kobolds.
Yes.
I don't want to hear tales of sadness. I'd like to hear tales of wonder. So what about this city that's buried under the ice? Are its people gone, or are they under some sort of spell? Is there a chance that there's a princess who has to be kissed by a prince?
She chuckles and says,
Should he be a tall, good-looking drow?
I'm hopeful. Perhaps there is somebody alive who still knows the history, but this happened many century ago. It was said that before the Great Sundering, that there were flying cities known as Netherese. The Netherese? Does that ring a bell?
No, but tell us more.
The Netherese were a powerful magical race of beings that they were considered like almost gods, effectively at the top of society. They had become their own hierarchical magocracy, which is to say that they separated themselves in their own flying enclaves. One such city was flying over Icewindale, apparently when a calamity happened. It's said that the fall, somewhere near the 4th century, the date known as the Dale Reckoning, that is when the city was supposedly crashed here and has ever since been buried by ice and snow. No one knows what happened to the Netherese, whether they are still alive or if every city fell in one after another, but some say that they may still be buried under here, waiting to be discovered.
And where did you say this is?
My best guess is somewhere east into the far reaches of Icewindale, perhaps
So-
buried in the Reged Glacier. But
So
I...
if you
Yes.
plan on looking for a city under the ice and moving sea,
Mhm.
how do you plan on getting there without dying of freezing?
Well, that's why I was hoping to find a guide, someone who could actually get me there.
And then when they get you there, how do you get under the water?
That is problem number 2. I was asking around to see if anyone knows of a way to breach the ice. Kobolds are fantastic miners, but I don't think they could dig a tunnel in in these conditions.
Yeah, but like,
The winter causes many problems.
would it not be water under the ice? In the moving sea?
I don't think we're going to the
No.
moving sea. We're going the other direction. We're going
Yes.
back towards the mountains with the Goliath tribes.
Yeah, I think we're not on the
Well,
same page here. Let's get this
yeah,
out of your
that-
head. We're talking
yeah,
over
so-
here.
Yeah, so the Sea of Moving Ice is up north and to the west, and the Redhead Glacier's all the way on the other side.
Oh,
Very, very far away. Long trek. Very cold.
So it's not in the sea at all.
No.
No, it's in the
That's right.
glacier.
You literally
That's
have to
the
pull the
glacier,
map
yeah.
out and put it onto the table. Discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, you said these guys were competent, but apparently they don't know the west from east. I might have pointed out the
Yes,
wrong
that is
people.
That is a concern.
We never said we were competent. We follow the signs
The signs.
and the map.
Hmm.
We'd be lost without this map, to be fair.
Wait, were you holding the map upside down?
No. We were talking before we got the map out.
Hmm.
I get it now.
Okay,
Anyway,
Yes.
we are going to have to journey east looking for a druid soon, but we have tasks to fulfill before we go there. So I would offer to take you to the east, but I cannot take you to the east today.
And we gotta kill somebody first.
And we have to go back to Bremen at some point.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and we gotta go down to Deathmead, Dugan's Hole. And then we have to go to East Haven. There's a big meeting at East Haven that we need to be a part of, I think.
I see.
There's a
Yes,
lot of
well,
things to do. Yeah.
I
Ah, I
wouldn't
see.
rush. I wouldn't ask you to rush into anything anyway. I don't even know where to start looking. The Reged Glacier is miles long. It's
Have you
miles
asked
wide as well.
the barbarian tribes?
The Reged
Yeah,
tribe.
we didn't meet anybody from the Reged tribe.
yeah, this I think
We
like
did.
the
One
Sky Titan.
person, he's frozen solid or in gentle
He's in
repose
gentle
or whatever he
repose.
is.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, he's dead.
Um,
Okay. We did meet somebody from the Reged tribe, but he's dead.
Yeah, but there is the Goliaths that live nearby in Wormdoom Crag.
Oh yeah, they might
It
know.
says, I see. Well, it seems you have your hands full. I am not going to push anything upon you, but it is nice to meet some competent adventurers at the very least, and perhaps we will be in touch. I'll be around the 10 towns, but you suggest the Reged tribe. Perhaps I'll have to extend my search a little bit further.
Just be aware of there's one, was it the Wolf tribe? I think he was a part of, and the leader apparently is like a cannibal or something. I don't know. Just be careful. You don't want to mess with people like that.
Noted.
He was something.
Um,
There was something wrong with him.
You, by the way, Skrapp, was perhaps more than mere intuition that what drew you towards this party, but you didn't really notice it when you first met them. But it seems almost as if, as Philin is wrapping things up and sort of kind of making out that she's going to be on her way and that we'll see you around, that's when you suddenly feel a strange pain at the forefront of your head, pulling you
Hmm.
back towards them, as if
Hmm.
something around them is like magnetizing you to them. And
Hmm.
perhaps that's what you felt pull them towards you in the first place, but it's only painful when you try to move away from them. And
This is who are
Hulla,
you talking to? Hulla. Okay.
no, I'm talking to Skrapp, and Hulla is also feeling a strange pain as well as soon as Skrapp steps away. You feel it exactly the same place you have before, many a time when you're
Yeah.
trying to sleep. This pulsing kind of headache suddenly in your mind.
Did
You can't help but like
did their
feel like
description
you've
of
locked eyes with them.
did the
Mhm.
description of the glacier match what I had in my dreams at all? Like, would I have recognized it as
What you had in your
this
dreams,
thing falling from the sky?
you felt yourself falling through mountains. The Reged Glacier is a vast white expanse, mostly flat, but except for the wall in which, right, the glacier meets the dale. Aside from that, it isn't a mountainous region.
Okay.
If anything, in your visions, it felt more like you were just collapsing into the spine of the world.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Am I having auditory hallucinations or is there a thrumming noise?
Oh yeah, that's happening in both, in Scraps and Hulla's head. and it's almost as if
Okay,
they can't
right.
help but like lock eyes in that moment, both feeling like this
Hmm.
sort of psychic resonance between the two.
Skrapp is going to take a step closer towards Hulla to see if that reduces the sensation at all.
Yes, it does. The pain slowly subsides away.
Well, that's interesting.
What's
Hello.
interesting?
No, just I had a weird headache, but it went away for some reason.
I had the same, and it went away. Well, it started when I moved away from you, and then stopped when I moved back. Not sure what that. No,
Step back.
that's... It takes a step back.
Start
Yeah,
up again?
you feel it again as well, and weirdly, so does 607 as well. It's not as painful for you, 607. In fact, it doesn't even feel like there's a pain in your head, but rather it just feels like a strange sort of magnetism is pulling Skrapp back towards you.
Ah, fuck.
Well,
What's? Are you possessed at all? Skrapp?
no.
Are there any ghosts, demons?
No. Unless you count like
have you made bargains with otherworldly beings?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because it's affecting me now.
I'm just
Wait, you're feeling it too? Wait.
I mean, I don't get the pain. I just sort of know it's there. I'm like, oh, I want to go towards Skrapp, or I want Skrapp closer to me. It's probably going to hit Ashanti and Barry in like 2 minutes. I have a feeling it's like an infection.
Is 607 having like a brotherly love or something? Can robots do
know.
Wait,
Like,
is that
you want to
armor, or
hug him?
are you actually like a metal man?
If it's like there's no pain, but if you see 607 standing still, he's sort of his head's tilting towards Skrapp, and he's just sort of leaning that way, and has to concentrate not to sort of go towards him.
Well, this is weird. I mean, I've been
What's the
having.
range on, do you feel the pain now? What's the range on this thing? Is it like 20, 30 feet, 10 feet? Do you have to be like right beside you not to feel this?
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost stronger the closer he gets to you. Imagine literally two magnets, and one of them's being. It's stronger the closer it gets, right? Until it finally connects to something. So the further they get away, the weaker it feels. The closer they get, the stronger the magnetism.
You
Right,
two
so I'm
should
gonna
like
stand up,
I'm
go over.
gonna walk 50 feet away from Skrapp. Then see if I like they can stay close, but I'm gonna walk 50 feet away, see what happens.
Right, I'm
Testing.
gonna stand
that
up,
does.
walk over to Skrapp, pick him up by the front of his robes, lift him up to my face, and say, "What are you doing to my friends?"
Would you
So
mind?
you do feel it. Hold on, one thing at a time. So 607, you definitely feel the magnetism sort of almost break. You can sort of still feel it there, and I think if you're really trying to get to the bottom of this, you can give me a intelligence or perception check to figure this out.
Intelligence is better, so I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there is something on your body. It's not something just your whole person, but rather something specific that you can kind of feel as you're testing the range back and forth.
Fuck! It's this metal piece that I had Barry make for me, and part of my chest now, probably.
That's exactly what it is. Yes.
Ah,
You know it.
what are you? What are you wearing? Is this? Where'd you get that?
As you ask what are you wearing, that's when you pick them up, Ashanti, and you realize they're what are, you describe. Go ahead. Are they heavier than normal for a normal?
Well,
or lighter?
so for what you would expect based on the sort of height, they are probably a little bit heavier than you would expect. However, as you pick them up, they go, "Could you put me down, please, before I make you?" And then you just...
See you try, you little person.
Oh, wait, let me change that. And you just sort of see them growing until they're about 6'2", being in what would be probably like their robes coming off. They're now in what you would probably describe as what looks like a full almost like a warforged, but a dragon. But it looks like it's made out of scrap metal pieces, and their fist is glowing with humming with sonic energy. You will put me down.
I'm sorry, did you say their clothes fell off?
Yeah, because they're now in full armor instead. Basically.
They look like this.
Well, you grew down to the floor, so you're standing on your own, but what are you doing to my friends?
I'm not doing anything to your friends. I mean, I know you guys aren't smart. I've sort of gathered that, but you think I would be causing myself pain? I mean, you guys might be into that sort of thing, but that's not for me. I've had enough pain.
All right,
What's your metal made out of? Why is it reacting so weird to me and Season 7?
Well, I mean, mine's mostly just made out of bits and pieces that I found. It's not from design, so, yeah. I mean, I did find some unusual pieces, which seemed better, but, yeah.
The other kobolds speak up as well at this point. They say, "Yeah, we scavenged some bits here and there. There was, like your leg, for example, Skrapp. We got some stuff from the wreckage. And then you helped, well, you made your leg out of that stuff."
Yeah, exactly. And, if you would, so you think it's to do with the metal. Okay, if you let me go for a second, I can potentially work this out.
Okay.
So,
And I will brush them off, sorry, I'm gonna brush them off, let me stand you down and dust you off, and I'm feeling to see if I feel anything unusual past your shoulders while I'm dusting them off and trying to pretend to be contrite about picking them up.
So, are you a kobold, or are you like him over there?
I'm a kobold. I'm good with mechanical stuff, so I sort of made this suit. But when they said...
"Don't sell yourself short. He's a genius." She's a genius. Skrapp's incredible. They can put anything together.
Or you're flesh on the inside?
Yeah, let me show you, actually, as we're kind of trying to get to the bottom of this. No, I'll put my other stuff back on. Put some sort of the robe over, and then the armor sort of just disappears, and you've got just this little kobold standing there, now about gone from being 6'2" to 2'6" in height, and just rolls up the bottom of one of their robes and shows from the knee down, their leg is entirely metal.
So
it's on that leg 6 or 7 that you spot the same similar alloy plated on the kneecaps and joints of the leg. It is a purplish hue to it. Almost looks like chitin or chitin, rather, like a shell, like a beetle, like nothing.
Yeah,
There's no flesh under that?
No, I lost that leg to some frostbite when these guys found me. Well, before these guys found me. Yeah, and then the leg had to be amputated because it wasn't really recoverable. So.
And Hulla, upon seeing it as well, you feel again that kind of warm heat in the center of your head beginning to rise again.
Why does my head hurt when I'm near you, though?
Do you have anything made of this metal?
I don't know. The thing that I took from the skeleton, is it a physical thing?
Yep, it's a crystal.
It's a crystal. And I'll show the crystal. I'll hold it out of my hand.
Okay. As soon as you hold it out, and 607, Skrapp, and Hulla all stare at it, you all begin to feel sort of your mind flashing before you again. This psionic crystal is clearly connected to the metal in some fashion. And you can see that there is like this purplish hue on the crystal as well. I'll show you the image again. And as it begins to sort of again like thrum with power once again, you each kind of get a flashing image of something falling down from the sky, crashing through mountains, and finally scraping into the snow, leaving a crater and skid mark along the actual terrain.
Ah.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Have I?
I mean,
yeah, Skrapp, make me an intelligence saving throw.
I mean,
Intelligence
you're so
saving
smart.
throw.
Surely you've seen a crystal of brain talking before.
That's pretty good.
I don't know why that went to private
Skrapp,
roll.
you have this vision is vivid. In fact, you would say that you have experienced it just as Hulla did in the dream, almost as if you were there, and you still feel the impact, the crash, everything. It's like in your mind's eye, right there, and as you're like sort of trying to determine what the hell happened, you kind of get flashing images. Your body is like limp and broken. You feel your body being kind of dragged away. You feel the cold. And you feel, if you try to delve back even further beyond than that, there's these flashing images, these stabbing pains in your mind. Yeah, and it kind of like almost feels like a needle shooting into your eye almost suddenly, and that kind of snaps you back out of it again.
Okay. Well, clearly that stone of yours and possibly this metal are connected, and I'm guessing somehow that stone has possibly amplified that connection, allowing us to share these visions, which is
I'm gonna pick up the
interesting.
stone, the crystal.
Well, Hulla's got it, yeah.
Hulla, can I guess something?
Okay. Are you going to destroy it?
I don't know.
Destroy it. Okay. Okay.
I mean, not intentionally, but I don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay. Do what you have to do.
When she gives it to me, I'm gonna put it to the same metal bit on my chest plate, and just make them
Hulla,
touch and see what happens when they touch.
You feel an immediate connection to their chest. Now, chest doesn't have much room for maneuvers, aside from maybe just sort of expanding and closing. Like, is there any moving parts on your chest, 607?
I think it's just a chest plate that sort of it has that door functionality that it sort of opens to go on the inside, but it doesn't have anything else really.
Okay, so Hulla, you can feel 607's chest. You can feel the blubber and fur lining that's pressing against it. You can feel the warmth of the hearth, kind of like heating it up like a metal. It's almost an extension of your own body. And you do detect there is kind of one moving part on the chest as well. Like, you can feel there's the ability to move it.
Okay. That's weird. Can you feel
Well, it
that
didn't
6 or
blow up.
7? I can fear you. I can feel you.
I felt the same. I felt normal.
Hmm.
I didn't feel anything. It did nothing to me.
Yeah. If it,
uh,
well, I guess I guess you don't
I felt
feel
the crystal
anything.
press against my. I felt the crystal press
Yeah,
against
yeah.
my chest. Maybe that's about it. It
Right.
didn't do anything.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean,
Unless Hulla decides to move it, then you won't feel anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
But it's weird how you can feel that crystal against your chest, Hulla, and it feels like your chest.
I wonder if maybe that crystal is actually part of like a control mechanism, and when maybe it's resonantly linked to this type of metal and allows basic control of that metal when like placed against it. So if you were to put it into some sort of more complicated mechanical device, you could control that device remotely with thought, perhaps.
Where did you find the leg metal, Skrapp?
Where did we find that, guys? Do you remember where you got that?
We found it. Yes, we found it in the wreckage. You were almost buried underneath the avalanche, but there were these other bits from your caravan that we managed to scavenge, and when we brought them back, you built your leg, which you lost to frostbite.
Yeah, that's right. Just sort of thinks for a moment. So,
You want to try
Because
the
if your
crystal on the leg?
metal and my metal, I mean, it might do this, whatever, it might do nothing to you, Skrapp. But if your metal and my metal were part of something, and it was controlled by the crystal, there might be more metal similar out there that was
yeah.
it was probably part of something, right? Some sort of a creature or a construct or something, and the crystal was probably a battery or a control device for it.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
Telling me we should probably take your leg off to protect you.
I'd rather you didn't take my leg off.
And mold it into me.
Or we could take your chest off and mold it into me.
I'll take your
or
head
into
off
one of my
first.
suits.
Why don't we let everyone
No.
keep their own parts, their body parts, just on their own bodies?
Yeah, Valin agrees as well. Because I think we just need to calm down a moment. But this is very interesting. And you see it kind of like adjusting her eye patch. I'm curious as to what happens when you press this crystal against your leg, Skrapp.
I mean, I can try if they're willing to let me.
Yeah. And she also kind of examines this as this is happening. She's got a spell. She casts Detect Magic as well. And she goes, bizarre. There's no magic at all. This isn't giving even a school of magic.
The crystal or the metal?
Nothing. The metal, nor the crystal.
But
It's
how can that be? It gives me the
bizarre.
ability to talk to people in their heads.
I
How is it
mean,
not magic?
it's
Indeed. And normally that would be
It has.
a
There's
divination.
some sort of a connection. There's like it's drawing the three of us together. There's some sort of a connection.
I mean, unless it's a magic that's outside the realms of like the arcane or divine, so or the primal, I guess.
And yeah, you see, as the crystal is on your leg, you do feel as though you can move the leg, like the joint, the ankle, everything.
What would that be? Because if I'm not mistaken, detect magic would still detect divine magic or primal
would.
magic.
Yep.
So it's something completely different.
Valen
Um,
Not
holds that
arcane.
out
It's
and says,
not.
no.
It's not divine.
Yes,
It's not
no,
arcane. It's not primal.
Normally, this would be some sort of divination, but it's peculiar. It's not giving off any kind of magic. It's but Hulla, yeah, you can actually move around Skrapp's leg for them. It's a very strange turn of events.
No, we can possess.
The possessees have become the possessors.
But I mean, actually, just gonna whisper your question quickly, Chris.
Berlin does look at you, Skrapp, in the back of the party and says, well, it seems there is a deeper connection between you and these adventurers. Do you perhaps wish to pursue this connection?
Well, I mean,
and Skrapp, no, you don't remember much. There was flickering images. You remember other figures with you, but not much.
Are you really
I mean-
suggesting that her joining us after they were just at each other's throats?
To be fair, I'm at each
Yes.
other's throats with everybody.
Yeah,
Like half the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
He
not
says-
really. It doesn't really discount at anything for 6 or 7.
It's normal.
That would kind of make them one of us technically by being at 6 or 7's throat.
Yeah. I have to kill you first, and that would. Once you take damage from me, then you remember the party officially.
Okay,
family
as
of
long as I
kobolds
get to
here
return the
bicker
favor.
amongst- Yes, the family of kobolds, as close as they are, even they bicker amongst themselves from time to time.
I
That's only
mean,
a natural side
Um,
effect of the desperation that Icewindale is forcing upon us all. But I do
mean-
hope that people set aside their differences in order to work together for a greater future.
While you're asking about these cities that have fallen from the sky, have you heard anything else that's fallen from the sky? Like something from another plane or another planet fallen and landed in the mountains?
She says, as it happens, I did discount the rumors at first, but there have been others from the towns I've visited saying of strange dreams that they've been having, much like the one you just described.
But no one knows what anything is about it. But what's?
They said they started experiencing this some month ago or something. Let me think. Just check. Yes, he says that in fact there are a couple of people in Termalaine, others in Bryn Shander. You can hear a buzzing undertone, yes?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Like a thrumming, warping sound. Do you have perhaps any spell that can understand languages? I do, but I was wondering if you did, or had attempted to understand it.
I mean, just the psychic rock itself. I don't have anything that can do languages, I don't think.
I mean, unless it's an animal, I can speak to animals.
Chris, can you kick Brandee out of Foundry so she can log back in?
No, because if I do that, then she won't be able to get back. It has to time out.
Oh.
If I kick them, it will still
Okay.
say that they're in. So just gotta wait it. I'm afraid. It's all right though.
Yeah,
Nothing happening at the
that's
moment. This is all just theater of the mind at the moment. Anyway, he says, if if you would allow me, I may be able to attune to the crystal myself and begin to cast a comprehend languages spell to see if I can understand this. To
You
me,
think the buzzing might be a language?
I do. I have heard otherworldly languages, as you put them, from other planes before, and not all is obvious, but a warping, pulsing sound. I've heard that before. I believe it is known as deep speech.
Speech. And what is that?
Mhm. It is an otherworldly language, normally spoken by creatures of aberrant life forms, not native to our mortal realm. In fact, I
Okay.
think it was first transcribed by the Drow some centuries ago.
Okay, but I'm just like, I'm not sure I know anything about otherworldly beings, and I just know a couple of spells. I'm not a big fancy wizard like you. What am I supposed to do with this?
Well, I could perhaps try to hear the sounds myself and comprehend them using a spell.
If you think that would work, yeah. I mean, since we're all having it, it's not just... I thought it was just me having dreams. I thought the dreams were just due to Crystal, but there's something else going on, isn't there?
There are others, yes. You're not the only one who's been experiencing these dreams.
Could it be a... See, my first thought was that it was some sort of divine or otherworldly being that was needing help, that died here and maybe got frozen or stuck. I can't imagine what else it would be.
Well, if you would like to, I can attune to the crystal and try to understand it for you.
Yes.
It'll only take
Okay.
an hour and 10 minutes.
Wait, can I insight check to find out if I trust her, like
Yeah,
giving her this
go ahead.
magical item?
Yep.
I was okay giving it to 6 or 7, only barely. Ooh.
You can tell that she holds herself in quite a high esteem. She apparently comes from a prestigious family. She says, like she said earlier, like, you may have heard of me, the Harple family. Maybe you have. If not, it seems to certainly hold a sort of air of not royalty, but like nobility at least. You see that she does have a little bit of a tremble, but it doesn't seem to be something out of it doesn't seem to be something out of nerves, perhaps. Maybe it is, but you can see that she's a spellcaster, and despite this tremble, she's actually able to like overcome it. But it's almost like perhaps something in her old age that's come about. But she's actually not trying to like hide a tick or anything. It's just sort of like no, she's not trying to hide deception. She's like just trying to hide perhaps a nervous tick, if anything. She's more like excited, if anything. It is curious though. Out here alone. You haven't really got to the bottom of like her intentions, why she wants to find this city, or why she's here on her own, like who she's like maybe even working for. You don't know anything about that. You can tell she's maybe dodged that in this instance because you haven't asked the question, but neither has she come forward with the information either. So it's kind of like a neutral kind of stance. But she does seem to be at least interested in all things like in the arcane. you can see that she brings out a black leather book. It's kind of ragged around the edges, and it's wrapped in a crimson sash. And she opens it up, and she's reading the comprehend languages spell as of right now. So she's the real deal. She's a wizard. As it happens, though, you have seen a similar crimson sash on another book, and this is probably where the high insight comes in. You've seen this book before. Not this exact book, but a similar designed one, and you have it on your person.
I have it.
Yes.
What books do I have?
You have a book that was also smattered in blood as well. That is the one. It's the same one.
Is it oral fixation?
No.
Is it, what's the one I have?
You found it in East Haven's library.
Sticking things in boiling water?
Good lord. No. Not that either.
I have to-
It's in your
I have
book.
to
It's
read that
called
one at some
Red
point.
Leather Book.
I have it. Yeah, I
And-
just have red leather book.
And if you click it, it says Red Leather Book stolen from East Haven, covered in a streak of blood. Looks like a poetry anthology, but it's covered in illusion magic. Because you detect magic, and you found out that it was illusion. And when you dispelled the illusion, it looks exactly like this. A dark leather-bound book wrapped in crimson sash. They have a very similar one.
Okay.
Yeah.
607, should I give her the crystal? I'll give her
I
the
would
crystal.
say,
Oh.
I don't know. I'm being honest.
I'm gonna
I
give
would-
it to
I
her,
would-
but I'm gonna block
I would
the
give
exit,
it-
I think.
Yeah. And if worse comes to worse, we kill all her kobolds.
Yep.
Jesus. Looking over them earlier from your another Nat 20 insight, you also noticed that 2 of them were actually stinking of rot. Like, 2 of them are very visibly dead. And when she said, oh yeah, we've run into our own fair share of troubles along the way, she actually gestured to the dead kobolds.
Oh, okay. Undead kobolds.
Necromancer.
Yes. Necromancer. In fact, anyone in the proficient in the arcane can clearly tell there is an arcane symbol written in some sort of blood on the title page as she flicks through the book. And yeah, it's a necromancy spell. Anyway, you're trusting her with the crystal but blocking the entrance. Got it.
Yeah, yes.
Over the next hour, she attunes to it. During
I'm gonna
which
be
she's also...
I'm gonna be watching her and Skrapp in particular very well, and just making sure there's nothing shady going on either of them.
Okay. You got it.
Mm.
All right. Once again, the pulsing magical noise begins to emanate into her mind. And Skrapp, you can almost hear it too. Similar, like it's more like you feel like a thrumming in your leg. In any case,
It's a weird sensation. It's like
feels-
phantom leg, but different.
Yeah, exactly. And as she begins to cast comprehend languages, the strange thrumming and reverberating suddenly separates into something like almost like zeros and ones in her head. And a language begins to meld forward. It sounds like a repetitive pulse because it is on repeat. She says this aloud. She says, this pulsing, it comes and goes like a headache, yes. I can feel it. Right in the center of my mind. It's pushing itself forward like it's a distress signal, she says. It says, Nautiloid down. Emergency protocols enabled. Crew safe, but vessel imperiled. Psi crystal needed. Come at once. Nautiloid down. emergency protocols enabled. And she continues to repeat this.
Mm.
Is Nodeloid one of those flying cities?
No.
So that's Netherese.
No, not
Very
at
similar
all.
wording.
Netherese is not a Nautiloid, no.
Yeah. But
Ah,
Nautiloid.
it's a spaceship. I say that it's out of character. It's I don't know. 607 didn't know. I think it's a spaceship.
So
That
this
is kind of what I
piece-
was thinking.
Yeah, out of character, I'm agreeing.
So this
Out of
piece of
character, I think
metals
this
from
is
this
yeah.
Nautiloid,
It's a
I'm
Spelljammer.
guessing.
Spelljammer campaign.
Yep.
In character, Barry's just reminiscing on that kid down the street from where his shop is called Naughty Lloyd.
Through travels and stuff, does the Nautiloid name ring any bells as a thing that Skrapp might have heard of in his slightly jumbled up brain?
You can roll a history check. Or Arcana, but you got that thing, Jesus. Absolutely, yes, it does. And it's as she's describing this, the word Nautiloid, and you remember way back, potential dangers in the night sky, stories of people being abducted, disappearing, and being the curious kind, one who would respect a marvel of technology. Think this might have been what the last thing you saw before your world went dark, before your memory became this kind of misty haze in the back of your head.
Ah.
The Nautiloids belong to Illithids. Mind flayers.
Skrapp's gaze just sort of doesn't say anything at first. His gaze just looks over at the stone and then he looks at his leg. Goes, well, that's not good news. That's not good news in the slightest.
What do you know?
Well, have any of you, and Skrapp probably lowers her voice, so that, the general people in the tavern aren't overhearing this as much. Have any of you heard of the, what are they best known as mind flares? Have you heard of those?
Oh yes, I've heard of mind flayers.
Yeah, well,
No, what are they?
Well, they're, purple, generally, things like tentacles for faith that, eat brains, and the way they reproduce is they put, like, a little thing into your head that basically then causes your body to change and tentacles to spell out your face, and basically makes you into one of them. They're not very nice, but,
You just dealt with someone like that. Don't you tell me one of you is infected with one of these things and we have to kill you to get the thing out again.
No, this isn't like the slug. This is they're like a race of creatures that talk with their minds.
Yeah.
They've got tentacles for faces.
It said it reproduces by injecting you with something.
Well, it's more like they have like a little like tadpole that they grow in like a thing, and they put that in you.
That sounds like what happened with the slug, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is anybody infected by a illithid that they know of? Honestly,
Not that I know of.
do you have Zone of Truth, Hulla?
I do have Zone of Truth.
Can you cast Zone of Truth on everybody?
Really?
I need to know this. This is important.
Okay.
If anybody's infected by this thing, and they're going to turn into one, I think that's worth doing a check.
Yeah, But basically the Nautiloids are sort of advanced technological, I suppose you'd call them like ships, but they can fly through the air and they use them to kidnap people. I might have actually... Yeah.
It's starting to make sense now, Skrapp.
Yeah.
How you got here.
How do you know so much about these things?
Well, I do a lot of reading and studying, and my buddy has taught me a few things. Not these guys, no offense to them, but yeah, they wouldn't know any of this stuff, except maybe Velen. Velen might know, but the other kobolds know. But yeah, Spellix taught me a whole bunch of stuff, and also my parents gave warnings about them. Though to be honest, they weren't really much of a threat to my parents, because, well, most people wouldn't go for my parents. They're scary people. Very tall. But yeah, so mostly through study, curiosity, you know. I read a lot. And I'm not making things.
So, it seems like these are people who would be able to help track this down, Skrapp. Perhaps you would learn a little bit more about how you got here.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean, and also if you're planning to go off and look for the Reghead lot, I'm probably not going to find Spellix out that way. Unless he really got separated from me. So...
Perhaps he may have gone back to go back get more survivors. He dragged you out, didn't he? If that's what you're telling me.
Exactly. So I'm more likely to be able to find him if I go around the 10 towns, and these guys sound like they're going to go to a whole bunch of the 10 towns. Including that town with the mead, and I might be able to make some money there.
Oh, no, not definitely.
We generally don't recommend the mead.
Yeah,
Oh no, I know. I've seen the posters around. They're quite good. It's why I started developing something that I've got, so I can produce my own honey.
You can make your own honey.
Yes.
How do you do that exactly? You're not a bee.
Nope, but I have this jug that I made.
Oh, can I have some? Some of the other kobolds gather around. Is it feeding time already?
I mean, I suppose it depends what you want. Is it mayonnaise again? Do you really want mayonnaise again?
Yes.
Wait, is this addictive?
No, well,
They're
they're addicted because it's really good mayonnaise. Have you had a really good mayonnaise? It's fantastic, but, and to be honest,
really good what?
Mayonnaise.
I
have a jug. I can produce lots of things.
I don't think I want to drink or eat out of that jug, but thank you.
I mean, to be honest, around here, getting anything that tastes good for the most part is kind of a rarity. And I mean, how often do you see eggs up here? Like, I mean, where are you going to get the eggs from? Chickens aren't going to survive in this weather. And I don't think people can eat owl eggs. Pretty sure they can't eat owl eggs.
We do fine with food, but you do you.
Yep. So, getting out some bowls, I guess. He'll uncork one of the things and start pouring mayonnaise into bowls for the other kobolds.
Brilliant. Yeah, they kind of scoff down this tasty mayonnaise. So good. Are you really going with them, Skrapp?
I mean, that's if they'll let me. I mean, you know, but it seems like, both
gonna-
me and the orcish lady and possibly the robot want to find out more about this metal and the people causing it. Don't know about the rest of them. So there is a dwarf, and I do like dwarves.
Could you maybe leave
you.
the jug if you're going? We would love to have some mayonnaise every day.
No, you can't. I can't leave the jug. I might need it. And if I'm gonna go to the town, which has apparently gone through like 6 name changes in like the couple of months, then I'm gonna need it. Because I mean, if I can provide them actual honey, like they're gonna be all over that. So then they might want the jug. But then again, I could sell them the jug, and then I could just make another one, and then that jug would stop working.
Villain
So
says, Skrapp. She's looking through her spells, and you can see she's just come to some sort of revelation. The crystal. It seems to be able to command and, well, operate your limb. I was wondering, could you sit up on this chair here for a moment?
Sure. Onto the chair.
I suppose your leg is as good as any sort of device for this. Yes, could you perhaps like lean back a little bit and such that your leg is lifted off the ground?
Sure. I mean, it probably would be. I mean, I'd imagine even on a standard chair, her legs aren't really touching the floor.
And she says now, don't tense, just let your limb be loose and let me just sense. And she finally begins to kind of close her eyes, and you see the crystal kind of glowing a bright purple, and you suddenly see your leg kind of twitch slightly, and then your ankle begin to point in a direction, and it turns your leg around to the side, and then sort of sways back and forth before finally coming towards a single static direction.
You just turn his leg into a compass.
She smiles and says, very good. Yes, it is indeed a compass.
I'd personally say it's more of a dowsing rod, because a compass generally has to point north, whereas this is pointing to a specific thing.
It is pointing south and to the east slightly.
I mean,
so south-southeast.
I mean, that's not true, though. I have this compass that doesn't seem to point north. I get out that weird freeway compass.
I mean, Skrapp's eyes light up, and it's just like, I want it.
I fed the distress signal into your leg and see if it would react in some way, and it seems it has. It seems as though it perhaps is pointing towards the Nautiloid.
Question: do we want to reunite the Psi Crystal with the Illithid?
Yeah, maybe we just
ship?
Open up ship, slit their throats, and keep the crystal for ourselves.
I see. I don't want to be taken over by a tentacle creature.
Or I have I have a slight addendum to that idea. Open the ship, kill the mind flayers, steal the ship.
I mean, yeah, that's fine with me too. If we can fly it.
And right, I don't. Is this like a cart, wagon?
Think of it.
I mean,
think of it like a boat, but it goes through the air almost like a bird, I guess. But it doesn't flap wings.
You're the boat person, not me.
And if they're responsible for that, then could it be there?
Hulla, was it? Here.
Yeah. Hi.
This belongs to you. I believe I've done everything I can do to help.
Back.
Yes. She like nods and gives you a smile and says, I hope that we've perhaps at least earned a little bit of trust ourselves. Amongst ourselves.
What are you looking for up here anyway? Why is it so important to you to find the glacier? The city?
Well, I believe that it could change the world as we know it. This technology, the ones the Netherese possessed, it was far more advanced than anything we have today. They had flying cities, and no one knows what happened. So either we can learn powerful new magics, and at the same time, a way to discover what went wrong and prevent it from happening again in the future. We may be able to advance civilization generations, like a leap forward in time. But in this case, I guess going backwards and unburying what we had learned all those years ago. Does that not intrigue some of you, at least?
Skrapp raises their hand.
I guess.
I would admit it does.
If it's if you're developing your own magics, I guess that makes sense. But
I mean,
I don't know. There's not a lot to go on. A city buried in ice. Everything is ice up here. You'll need more than that. Don't you have any other clue about where it might be?
Let me ask you this. Was it always buried in ice, or was it recently buried in ice? Because Hulla's right. Everything's covered in snow and ice and cold right now. But it might help us narrow our search area if we know if it just was recently buried or if it's always been buried.
That Professor Scant might know, but I'm afraid I have been separated from my companion. They came with me here to Icewindale. They are the ones who had the extensive knowledge about the Netherreal. Unfortunately, they are likely with Nas Lantamir now. He was the wizard who killed the 2 kobolds.
Gonna drop her in a pool of acid until she's only got, till she's lost both her legs at least. Maybe arms too.
I'm afraid I lost Professor Scant in that ordeal. He is now with her, and she is now very likely several days ahead of me in the search. If I can get back Professor Scant, then maybe I'll learn more information and perhaps even locate where under the ice it is. But I certainly intend to get it back before resuming my my actual search of it. It's no good just sending out kobolds to the far reaches of the glacier without even a hint of where it could be. It'd be like searching needles in a haystack.
Looks like our to-do list has just gotten longer.
I was so glad that we were starting to run out of things to do, to be honest. Felt like we had really gotten things done off the list. Now there's so much left to do.
There is. She says,
and no time.
For now.
I think we need to prioritize what's important.
Geist, then Danica, then
We
Maybe
have something to deal
Danica's
with in town.
inside.
We have something in
Yeah.
town first before any of that.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's not forget.
Yeah.
I mean,
You sure you want to come with us, Skrapp?
I mean, it seems the most likely way that I'm going to find the things I'm looking for. At least for now, it will increase the odds, so if you'll have me, then I'm all for it.
Can I ask you a couple questions?
Sure.
Have you ever killed anyone before?
In like fights, sure, where I've been like defending myself.
I mean, actively seeking somebody out that you're going to kill.
Not yet, but if I find Nathalantamir, I will.
Have you killed anyone, period? Including self-defense?
Yeah, kill people in self-defense.
If things get bad, and you need to make tough decisions, do you have what it takes to do that?
I will go which ever creates the greatest odds for my general survival, and yeah. Whatever logic dictates.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else?
Not currently.
You like taverns? Because we're going to be here for a little while.
I'm fine with taverns.
Oh, okay.
I actually have a question for you, 607, just quickly. Can you see in the dark?
No. That's why I have a lamp in my head.
Would you like to be able to see in the dark?
Very much so.
Okay, I
Can
might
you
be able
do
to help
that?
with. I might be able to help you with that.
You can cast spells on people to make them see in the dark?
Not so much spells. It would mean making some tweaks to a couple of things that I have, but I can. Well, I suppose you'd call them magical items, but for me they're more like mechanical devices that I've made, and they do use a certain amount of runic magic that my parents taught me, but yeah, I can basically enchant equipment, I guess.
So you're a mage then? Like a wizard?
I prefer artificer. I work with technology. Though I suppose there's a certain amount of magic from the runic side, but that's more, that's a bit different.
You combine magic and technology to make things like your armor here or your
Pretty
leg.
much, yeah. Yeah.
So you can help me see in the dark by doing that, combining magic
Yes.
and technology.
Yes. Currently, I'm limited in the number of things I can do that to, but as I won't need to feed the kobolds, and unless we're in going to need honey, mayonnaise, or vinegar or anything like that anytime soon, I could deactivate the jug temporarily and upgrade your eyes.
And what would you ask in return for this?
Well, I'm going to be traveling with you guys. I thought I'd at least make myself useful whilst I'm traveling. I mean, we might not find anything, but if you guys are going to have me tagging along, I might as well do something useful, right? Plus, I mean, as I said earlier...
Would it be permanent? Would I be able to see in the dark permanently, or is this a temporary thing like the jug? You could turn it off when you wanted to.
I could. Basically, I can only, at the moment, through the various runes I use, enchant 2 objects at a time. So if I needed to enchant another object, I could turn that off. But I'm hoping to be able to enchant more in the future. and also it's more of sort of a prototype, so I'm hoping I can make a more permanent version in the future. Not quite worked that bit out yet.
Okay, let's see what you can do then.
Yep. Yeah, but
You want this 607? I mean, that drift globe is that was built inside your head is just as good as of a device, you know.
yeah,
Got
I
a lot
mean,
of
if
work
you
into the drift globe.
The drift globe gives off light as well. So if I want to try to not let my presence known, then maybe this is better. The drift globe can give off more light though, so if it's that's not
Yeah.
a concern, then there's
Barry, can he
options.
not have both? I mean, the drift globe for when he needs to shine light on a situation, and then
I think
dark
Barry's just getting a little jealous of the new kid.
no, Barry, you're still gonna always be our favorite tinkerer.
Very just like, oh, okay, and just looking down at the
I
ground.
mean, I can.
Oh god.
I mean, whichever tinkerer gives me the best stuff will be my favorite.
I might be able to do something for you as well, Barry. Was it if do you cast spells?
What's it to you?
Well, I also have a way that I can help if you've got spells where you actually have to target something rather than like these big AoE like firebally sort of things. I've got a way that I can help improve that. But again, that would be one of those. I can only do 2 of these at a time, so I'd have to take one of the things off my armor, but it doesn't come up very often, so I'm okay with that. It's more of a fail-safe. But,
I'm sorry, sometimes
You know what,
sometimes
Skrapp,
I'm
like,
really slow, but you say you can only do 2 of these at a time, so if you have to do something else, does that mean Geist loses his dark vision?
Who's Geist?
Geist doesn't
yeah,
have
Sorry,
any vision right now.
Geist doesn't have any vision right now.
607. Sorry,
Yep,
607.
yes, if, basically the way it works is, essentially over a period of time, I can, normally when, like, most people will be sleeping, I can, imbue a magical object, or a non-magical object with some runes and make it into a magical object, but I only have the capability to have 2 of those currently stable at a time, so if I needed to, say, for example, I needed my armor strength boost, and I had given that to, and I'd provided 607 with the sight and Barry with the enhancement, then I would have to deactivate one of their enchantments in order to put that enchantment back on. I know 4, but I can only use 2. It's quite annoying.
You seem real nice, Skrapp, but I won't be so easily manipulated.
It's fair.
I mean, Barry, he can make you better. She can make you better. Sorry.
Off to one side.
I can.
I'm gonna go next to Skrapp and start, cozying up to Skrapp now.
Valin says, well, excellent. I see that you're making friends very quickly. Skrapp,
Yeah, I'm normally not that good at it.
As they're saying their goodbyes, I'm gonna try to touch the leg and bring the leg up to my chest and see if that does anything when they touch.
Yeah, it almost feels like there's a potential fusion. You get a flashing images in your head. This image has been going around a while now, ever since the Nautiloid word was said. You get a picture of a greater whole, and that you have these pieces, like as if they were just like fragments of a gigantic shell, and they've been kind of cast off and shattered. But once upon a time, these perhaps were the same thing, like one whole piece, and so they kind of try to like fuse together at an odd angle, but of course they're kind of shattered, so
All right. So they sort of it wants to be together, but can't really do it right now.
Exactly,
thing.
yeah. You've already kind of reshaped it anyway. And so it tries to like fit it together, but you can tell it's like a jigsaw puzzle where two pieces
Yeah.
they kind of like trying to force together, but they don't actually match.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
put the leg down.
He then says, well, yes, this is our goodbyes for now. It has been very enjoyable getting to know you, Skrapp.
Mm.
Your mind is brilliant.
It's been
And
fun.
I hope that my my company has been as equally engaging intellectually
Yes,
for
I
yourself.
feel like, well, if it hadn't been for a few of your insights, I don't think I would have been able to quite get a few of these runes working, quite how I expected, and also it's been nice hanging around my own kind. Been a while.
I've given you I've got one last thing for you. It might help. I've been, of course, studying your runes alongside you, and there are potentially 2 more designs that I managed to sort of replicate from my own magical items. But they may take some time to master, but here. And she gives you 2 more like blueprints, and this was one is for braces of defense.
Wow.
And the other is for a wand of magic missiles, which are both beyond normal capabilities. Like I know they're not common magic items.
Yeah, like, I think brace defense is... No, brace of... yeah, braces defense is something that can be done, but it's not till 14th level normally.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why she gives you like the blueprints, because these are going to be things you have to kind of really work on.
Well, thank you.
Of
Yes,
course. And
thank you.
for-
That would be a lovely thing to have added to our party inventory.
He says maybe some future, but for now, you've been an excellent guide, and I wish you all the best. And the kobolds all kind of gather around you, except for 2 of them who are kind of just standing there a bit lackadaisical. And she says, "Go on, bring it in for a hug." And suddenly, the 2 kind of shambling ones hop over and almost on command actually come in for the hug.
I
She
will
says,
give
"I won't
them a
move.
hug back.
If I find Nast Lantamir, I will be sure to tell you before we confront her. No, you've got
Excellent.
a vendetta."
Yes,
So,
I
for now, have
need at
no
least
idea
one
where
of their
she is.
arms.
Ah, of course. Yes, it's imperative that we do find them. If Professor
Yes.
Scant is still with them,
Well,
then...
I'll keep my eyes open and my ears. Possibly my nose too, they did smell funny.
I will take my leave. Thank you all
Right.
for being so accommodating to young Skrapp here, and good luck with your adventures. We will,
Hey, if we're
I'm
gonna hunt
sure-
down a wizard and rip its arms off, that sounds like fun to me.
then we will definitely cross paths again, I'm sure. With that, she kind of takes a bow and a nod, and she gets her little outer hop back onto her shoulder. Seems her familiar was definitely cozying up to Andy, perhaps, again. Andy's just got that riz. That owl riz. And yeah, she stands up and heads outside and gets her... if there was anything left on the sled that it was yours, Skrapp, she like gives it back to you.
Yep. Skrapp does not have a lot of stuff.
Yep.
But
And you see the 2 undead kobolds pulling the sled forward, whilst the other ones ride on it.
I do feel bad for those 2. Still not sure I'm happy with necromancy, but I guess they're at least able to work towards their vengeance that way. I'm still not... Anyway, 607, didn't you say something about a zone of truth earlier, or did I miss here?
Oh, it was all the questions about if anybody's infected with that. What was it called? Illithid?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure
Illithid,
nobody's
Mind
infected
Flayer.
because we had a situation where one of our party members was infected with something dangerous inside their chest, and it became an issue. So I'd just like to clear up anything.
How about after we've dealt with the innkeeper, then if I have any spell slots left, then I can cast a Zone of Truth for you. We can all have a nice chill down, relaxing truth-telling session just before we do a long rest, so that
Get the murder out of the way first. I gotcha.
So,
yeah,
is that why you're asking? Is that why you were asking about killing people? Why are you killing someone?
I mean, we kill people all the time.
They're a spy.
You need to be
and
okay with killing people.
Yeah.
You get some looks across
only
the
when
table.
it's justified. Oh.
You're having this conversation in open, there's a jam-packed tavern here. I just want to point out that you get some odd looks across the bar.
Then I didn't say anything about
the
innkeeper in that case. I would have been a little bit more discreet. I thought we were outside
in
the tavern.
the inn, you're planning to kill them.
Yeah.
I will say you should probably have said this as you walked out and you were gathering stuff from the sled. That's fine.
I just realised I also know how to cast comprehend languages. It's one of my things I could do once a day.
Perfect. There you go. She set you up. Skrapp is now your compass towards this Nautiloid, it seems. You can attune back to the Psi Crystal, Hulla. She's given it back to you, of course.
Okay, I do tune back in.
Okay. And then lastly, did you want to stop and ask them about the similarities between the book you have and hers, or are you letting that go for now?
I didn't say anything about it to her in character, so I guess we'll just let it go.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, you plan to see her again at some point anyway, but yeah. For now, it is odd that you do have a similar styled book.
Yeah, I think at the moment I would just attribute it to the fact that I don't know what that book is, but I assume that it's a wizard book. So I'm assuming it's some sort of wizard spell book, but I'm going to keep it to myself for now.
Okay, that is fine.
Yeah.
All right, so you have
too curious about it.
You've killed a lot of time here. At this point, if you want to stay until the very night and it's closing, you can do. You said someone wanted to snoop around and find evidence. Well,
are we in the tavern where this person works right now?
Yes, you are. You can see the proprietor going about the business. Skrapp went up to them and got some drinks, and yeah, you see I described them before, but they are a raven-haired barkeep. Yeah, she goes about her business. She's definitely listening in on a lot of conversation as well. She's quite attentive, even though she's giving a cool, kind of friendly demeanor to most people. She's clearly also attentive to what's happening in the bar.
Okay.
And I guess for actually a quick thing for Barry and for Ashanti, they actually look familiar.
Of course they do.
I think we know.
We guessed as much.
They look familiar?
Though she was in the vision when you were being choked to death. When you were experienced from de Grootz's point of view, the old Sawyer and the ramshackle.
So she's dark-haired.
She's also this raven-haired, similar woman. A bit older now, though. She was definitely younger looking in the vision, but she wasn't killing anyone, but she was clearly there as part of the...
Okay, I'm gonna look at Hulla and go, the longer I'm here with the barkeep, the more familiar she's seeming from what I was told y'all about earlier. Missions and quests.
Yeah. Okay. From earlier today, you mean?
Yep. Earlier today.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, So I'm going to try to figure out how to say it. I suck at deception, but I'm going to try to say it without saying anything further. Just keep it in the back of your mind.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, as it happens, Hulla can open a psionic communication with anyone with telepathy.
Okay.
So, Hulla, if you ever
How-
wanted to ask someone, hey, like, what's up? You can ask them in their mind, and they can reply.
Is it can I
Two-way.
can only do it with one person at a time?
At a time, yeah.
At a time. All right. I'll connect with Ashanti to just say
Mm-hmm.
she's the woman you saw in the vision. The one who was
Yes.
supervising?
I think so, but you know how these whole humans can look kind of all the similar? You know, I they don't have our strong facial characteristics, so I could be wrong about this. You know, if she were half-orc, I could be a lot more certain, but right now I'm just not certain, but I just wanted to let you know if you could talk to Barry and let him know, and maybe 607. I don't know. I mean, I could be totally wrong about this.
Okay. No,
All right,
I will.
thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. um. Once Barry gets back from the bar, or if he gets back from the bar, I will ask him about it. But I'm not going to interrupt if he's talking.
Sounds like he might be there for a while.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start reading to kill time until whatever. I'm gonna start reading the Sticking Things in Boiling Water book finally.
Okay, got it.
Are we expecting
you've
this
had
to be like a sneaky situation?
Yeah, I
Yes.
guess so.
Right.
Yes. So
Right.
relax,
Okay.
drink your drink, and try to look inconspicuous.
Yep. Skrapp is making adjustments to something on their leg and chest.
Okay.
Hey, Skrapp, can you feel it? Can you feel it pulling towards something? Like
right
now?
Looks at the leg. Is it trying to pull towards that direction still?
If you've put weight on it, then no. But if you kind of like suspend it so that it's kind of limp, then yeah, it will kind of like point in that direction. Your toe will like start pointing.
Yep. Apparently, that's still a thing.
Okay, well that's good to know. That
really
you
hope
still
that.
feel it. I mean, that's what she was. That's what she wanted to do to you.
Yep. And
I wonder how long it lasts.
I mean, potentially, if all it takes is for to be able to comprehend languages and then be able to attune to the crystal. I can do that spell, but I can only do it like actually I can do it technically multiple times a day, but I can do it once through my runic methods, and then which is a little easier.
Well, we probably won't need it for a while, but it's good to know that
Hopefully.
you've got that in your back pocket.
Yeah.
That's a good point. How long does it last? Comprehend languages?
Comprehend languages lasts an hour.
Okay, yeah. So for the next hour, basically, your leg does twitch in that direction.
Excellent. And in that hour, I'm actually making an adjustment. So basically, for it reasoning, I'm basically swapping armor modes over this period of an hour.
You got it. Okay. And over you're spending the whole day here, I imagine, anyway. So 6 or 7, you could finish your book as well, and
Really? Okay.
learn a little bit more about this interesting book. Now, I do want to recall. I think we came up with something for this. The book had a recipe inside of it, didn't it?
It was like a recipe book about something. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be though, but it was the book I got.
It was a poison condition. It was a certain
Oh
type of
yeah,
poison.
yeah. It was poison. Yeah, it was to make poisons or something. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
And I was coming to figure out what kind of poison that was going to be, and Yeah, hold on, I remember now. I got a help from someone else to design this thing. But effectively, yes, you can make an ingested poison, so it has to be fed to someone. And I can't remember the exact things I made for this. No, I can't remember the exact thing, but I'm sure it's a pretty potent poison that basically debilitates someone and causes them to sort of keel over, falling flat on the floor, and I think they would have some sort of like other horrible effect, condition, or whatever it is,
Still
either
playing.
like enfeebled or maybe clumsy. I'm trying to remember exactly what we were going to call it, but effectively you can make this ingested poison as long as you have
What
like the
sort of
right
ingredients?
for it.
Yeah, what kind of ingredients do I need for it?
Good question.
Or do you want to send that to me separately afterwards once you figure it
Yeah,
out?
we'll do that separately for now. Thing sticking in here it is, tea, sweet tea. So you just need tea first of all. That's one of the easiest ingredients to get. I'm gonna say it's not something terribly like rare or anything. You could probably do these ingredients in a town somewhere by mixing them together.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll decide fully on that right now, unless you want to make it now and use it as part of your thing. But
I mean, I have the other. I think I'm sort of making notes for later on this because I have the other
Okay.
vial of actual poison already, and I'm sort of would bank on that
Perfect.
more so right now.
Okay, perfect. All right then. But yeah, for now we'll say that you've learnt a new recipe, a new poison recipe. Barry, you're up by the bar, actually talking to Danae
Yeah.
about being replaced as the Tinkerer.
I'm just like, been together for so long. We've been through so much. Killed yetis, and went against a dragon. Saw a Fae and wizard get burnt in East Haven, and I just go into a lot of things. Just like, and then suddenly some fancy creature comes along and places me. When I mention the wizard, though, does she react?
The wizard. Do you drop a name?
Well, I mentioned the Fae and wizard that got burnt as part of our adventures.
There was a thing wizard.
Yeah, the red wizard in East Haven.
You're talking about them.
Yeah, I
You
mentioned.
can roll an insight check.
That's
Barry.
why I was listing off a load of things, but I'm also like, who better
Mhm.
to be a therapist than a bartender who's not going to be around? Don't screw me over.
Oh, that's funny, man. Okay, so
I'm the tinkerer, not them.
she actually does say, Thane Wizard, you don't mean that execution in East Haven?
I mean, yeah, but this isn't about them. This is about me.
They do look like they recognize them.
And I just
And
keep on
does
rambling.
seem like a sticking point for them. And as you ramble on, they try to bring conversation back to it again and again. Like, do you mean Dazan? Was that his name?
That's why
They
everyone kept
convicted.
calling them.
Yes, they convicted him. A murderer, I believe. Killed his expedition. He must have found something interesting, I guess. Interesting enough that he wanted to kill everyone who had found it with him.
You don't make a very good listener. For a bartender.
Don't you think it's interesting? It's no idea what they found out there, buried in the tundra.
Wait,
I'm saying, yeah, if they found something interesting, then you might be able to one up your replacement. It could be some sort of fantastical treasure. You should go there, find it, and then prove yourself the best tinkerer.
And the ancient dragon wasn't interesting at all, but you make a good point. You know where I could find something like that? I mean,
Well,
you're a bartender.
I-
Maybe you'd heard rumors of where I could find.
The rumors are that Dazan died with his secrets.
Yeah, he
They
went to
didn't
the
interrogate him. They didn't care about what he had found. They cared about the lives of the 10 towners that were murdered. But I
wouldn't
suppose.
you?
Right,
Wouldn't-
yes, of course.
Just-
Yeah, you sort of
Insight
you
and
bring it back on track, like remind her like, yeah, this is about people's lives, not about the fantastical thing. She does sort of scratch her head and look around like, right, yeah, absolutely, yeah. But they could have got the information first, is what I'm saying. You know? If it was so
Yeah.
special that it was worth the lives of an expedition, it must have been important. The 10 towners, I feel like, missed an opportunity there.
Yeah, that's.
I wonder.
That's true.
I wonder if there's any clues in their supplies. I believe they confiscated everything they had off of them.
We were in Easthaven as well.
Hmm. Not that
Well-
you'd be able to figure out what a wizard has wrote, right? I heard they use all kinds of ciphers for their books.
Do they?
Yeah. I don't know what Thayans use, but every wizard has a sort of secret code that their book entails. It takes many hours to translate it, but that's what I heard anyway. And she goes back to like cleaning her some mugs. Clearly more educated on the subject than even you are, even though they're a humble barkeep and you're a magical tinkerer. It's
Okay.
obvious she knows more about how wizards operate than anyone would say.
Well, I guess I'll just get another drink then. I gotta think things through, but I might be here a while. When do you normally close?
Probably soon. We'll probably wrap up soon here.
Oh, okay.
These people have got to get back to doing some work or something. That white moose is a pain in our asses. But I guess at least it's good business. But once their coin dries up, what then?
That's true.
Anyway,
And I just keep sipping from my drink at the bar until
sure. It is
Some
getting
kind
late. She rings a bell for the last call.
Yeah.
You start to see most people start to file out.
yeah,
Another day, another miserable bottom of a glass. You see him grumbling.
I keep
Okay, I'm gonna go pick
dipping.
up some twigs so we don't freeze to death tonight. And then one of them says, "Can I take this old chair, Danae? The leg's broken. It'd be good kindling." And they're like, "What? No, it can be repaired."
I mean, I could give that a crack for you. I've still got like 3/4 of my drink to finish anyway.
There you go. Perfect. Thank you. She says to you, "Here, you can have another drink on the house." And yeah, you start to see more and more people grumble and leave.
No.
She doesn't ask you guys to leave because she's expecting you to like fix the chair, I guess.
Yeah. I just.
What
say
are the
to
rest of you doing?
I says the rest of them. I'm just gonna work on this over here for the barkeep. You mind waiting for me?
I'll wait for you as you learn a new trade. Carpentry.
Can I see a picture of the tavern?
There is no picture of the tavern, but
Okay, is there a fireplace in the tavern?
yeah, there's always a fireplace in these
Okay.
establishments.
I've been sitting over by the fireplace and I have been brushing Bit's coat out and grooming her, and I have a sizable pile of dog hair next to me.
Hmm.
Just noting
Okay.
that for later.
Perfect. Yeah, the best I can give you is something like this, but
That's fine. I just
Mm,
wanted to make sure there was
Secret
a
level.
fireplace there.
That's
So
lucky Pete, not the lucky liar though.
Mhm.
There's no map for the lucky liar.
Wow, there's a secret level in this bar? Oh,
I know, right? Crazy.
oh my
I
god.
hate maps that are labeled as well.
I mean,
Um,
the
I
biggest
got
lie
there's-
would be that the tavern is lying about its name.
Sure.
That's great.
All right. So, what do you guys? How are you gonna do this?
Let's first of all we wait for the tavern to be cleared out for everyone but us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mhm.
first and foremost. And then, is there a chance that while Barry is talking to the barkeep, we can sneak in behind her, like into the back area?
Well, Barry's talking to the barkeep. Everybody is in the tavern. All the guests have left but us. I'm gonna throw the big giant wad of dog hair into the fire. Even if it doesn't start to smoke, it's gonna smell bad. And that should distract everybody to suddenly see what on earth. Y'all smelled burning dog hair, right?
Yep.
Yep.
She's checking in on Barry at first, like, oh yeah, you're pretty good at this, aren't you? And then suddenly she's like, what is that stench? What, did you just put something in the fire? Oh God.
Sorry, my
she
bad.
heads over. She grabs
My
a
bad.
fire poker aggressively. Get out of the way.
And then I am going to go behind her and grapple her.
All right.
Okay.
I'm standing behind her and I just grabbed her.
I was gonna blast her into the fire while she was poking it, but that
Well,
works.
do we want to ask questions first? I
No.
assumed that we wanted to ask questions to, are you a spy? Where are you hiding everything if you are a spy?
Oh, I thought we were just gonna kill her.
Well, this escalated.
Told you.
I'm sorry?
Okay. Roll me just a dex check first of all.
Dex and
Yeah.
not
Ashanti.
strength for
Dex is for
the
initiative.
grapple?
It's gonna be athletics
Oh.
for the grapple, but I want to see if she gets
Okay.
if she notices
Alright,
first.
so-
Yeah, last time we asked questions first, we tortured someone.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was very effective.
Yeah, you would be her. So now make an athletics check.
Okay. All right. Athletics and normal.
Ooh.
And you beat her too. So yeah, Ashanti, you were able to grab her. Like, is it like a headlock?
Hmm.
Yeah, she still has the fire poker in her hand, and with her other hand, she also draws a short sword, and but you've got her in a headlock. She can still technically attack in this
Very,
moment. You've got her
very sleep.
grappled.
Oh. Okay.
Go ahead, roll me Dex, Barry.
Near deck. Okay.
Yeah. Got to be a 13.
Totally just calling you into this. What is it? Just deck in general. I got it.
Oh,
Yep,
Yeah.
you're able to cast it before she has a chance to do anything. She's like, what's the meaning of this? Get off me, unhand me, and you can cast sleep if you want.
Yeah, I can't sleep.
Okay, roll me
Okay.
the dice.
I'm just like, I never expected this to go like this, but okay.
And the dice say 25 Ooh.
Good enough.
She's not asleep.
No.
Nope. You didn't roll high enough. Was that definitely upcast, right?
Yeah, 78.
Hulla, help!
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Can you guidance him?
And no,
It's a check. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
messy.
it's not an ability check. I can't a spell, so I don't think I can guidance that.
no, you can't.
No,
No.
you can't.
But what I can do is come over to where Ashanti is struggling, and get out my rope and start to try and tie up Denai.
Perfect.
I have manacles.
Oh, excellent. Even better.
All right, bring those over.
He kept manacles.
Okay.
I have
Okay,
They're
manacles.
useful. They come useful.
I
Oh,
have them somewhere. Where are they? There they are.
this is where the Zone of Truth would be useful.
Yes.
Although I kind of got the idea that she's totally
Not
in
going
on
to
the
tell
whole.
us. It doesn't compel her to tell us
No,
stuff.
but
It just
like
means she can't
She
lie.
she can't lie.
she
She
seemed
just would be
very
avoiding it.
she seemed very interested when I mentioned the Feyan wizard that got burnt in East Haven. That and the
Yeah.
tip off that he is one. Kinda. That's two clues.
Wait,
Well-
let me cast the Zone of Truth. Let me cast Zone of
Yeah.
Truth.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, hold on. We haven't progressed this forward yet. So, she is obviously going to try and wrestle back and fight away.
Mhm.
She's grappled right now. So, she's like this. Everyone else who hasn't rolled initiative.
Should we roll
probably
initiative?
do
Or sorry.
so. I think so. I've already
need-
rolled for several of you anyway.
I need to be on the
I
map.
think she got
Yeah.
13. Yeah, she got 13.
13 to pass the the saving throw.
No, she's fast. That's not a save. That's her initiative.
Yeah, I'm outside.
Okay.
I think I
What's
failed
Brandee?
the saving throw for Zone of Truth. I think
Um,
607 did, yeah.
Mine should be a
The
6
first
as well.
one, the nat 20 is for the dancing lights. Well, not the dancing lights, the drift globe.
Uh-huh.
And then the 10 is for
Uh,
607.
Okay. All right. 6 or 7. You get to go before, so you could try and slap some manacles on them if you want.
Yep, I'll try to
They're only-
put the manacles on since they're being held down and everything.
Yeah, they're grappled, not really restrained right now. So it's going to be a roll still. But give me. I'm going to say athletics, and she will roll her acrobatics. Well, yeah, it'd be just acrobatics basically. Dex.
Athletics? Maybe somebody else should do this then.
Yeah, it's gonna be something strength based for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she is still very much able to defend herself in this moment, and she swipes her short sword in your direction, knocking your hands away, and is clearly able to defend herself. She's just being held in place. That's it. Speed is 0. That's all that means. Ashanti, you're holding them, so that's that. Hulla, your turn. You cast Zone of Truth, yeah.
Wait.
Cast Zone of
Do I
Truth,
get?
but I cast.
Do I
I
get a
couldn't see
turn?
where I was casting.
Yeah, your turn was to grapple them.
Oh,
This is initiative. We rolled initiative technically earlier.
right.
You
So
got
I
to go
thought we were
before
going
them. You
back.
grappled them.
Right, I grappled them. That was the surprise. Okay. Because I was
Yeah,
gonna say, if
this-
it's my
this-
turn, I am kicking her legs. I'm sweeping her legs out from under her, or putting my leg in front of hers and pushing us both down so she's prone. That would
Yeah,
make
that's
us
going to be on the
both
next turn.
disadvantaged. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be next turn.
Okay. So Zota, right? She wants to get out of this situation. You're gonna have to give me another athletics check, Ashanti.
Okay. All right.
She does not want to be here.
Come on.
Fuck. She's rolled a 4. Oh, you rolled a 3, but you're way stronger than her naturally.
Yeah.
She's unable to kind of twist her body around and get away, which is annoying for her, but she can still take the bonus action. There's not much you can do with the cunning action if you're grappled, I'll be honest. Dash, disengage, or hide does not help her in any of these instances, so that's
Someone
actually her
for it,
go.
Okay.
She can try to hide.
Scrap, you would have a go.
Yep,
You should
so
try to hide, like.
yep, so Scrap will scamper over to where 607 is and ask for the manacles.
Oh, they're on the floor or something. They
Yeah,
got knocked
and then
away.
I will attempt to put the manacles on her.
Okay, give me another athletics check.
Okay,
She's still got like
athletics.
weapons in her hands as well.
And
So-
as my reaction, I will activate my armor of magical strength to add a 4 to that.
Nice. So you see, what does this look like, Scrap?
So essentially, as you see her begin to struggle, you just see Scraps like part of the like armor, because they're not in full armored form at the moment. Actually, it'd probably be the leg. You just see a rune on the leg start glowing, and then just their arms just sort of swell slightly. And it's just like, nope, this is why we have fail safes. And just sort of snaps them on, and it's just like, stay,
Brilliant.
bad lady.
Nice.
Possibly
They-
bad lady.
Yeah, you like
There's
like
a
grab
bad
their
lady
arms,
standing there.
pull them behind her, and restrain her. She's still gripping onto the weapons, but there's not much you can do when you're like manacled from behind. You
Yep.
can't really get a good swing. And she's panicked. I think though with that, she can't really do much more. She sort of surrenders, just drops the weapons and says, "What do you want? What do you want from me? Who are you?"
I'm gonna say, Scrap, I'm not the bad lady. At least I don't think I am. Truth. We just, right now, need a lot of truth.
Yeah, are you a Feyan agent?
How do you? What? How would you know about that?
That's good enough.
That's
That's a
a yes.
confession.
Yeah,
That's a yes.
Confession.
Did you kill a red?
No one knows. I've not told anyone. There's no way you can know that.
Did you hang a
Person-
person up in the ramshackle?
I didn't.
Well,
You were there.
you're in charge.
That was years ago.
And why did you hang him in the ramshackle?
They crossed me. Obviously,
You
They
killed him
crossed
for
the
it?
who?
they crossed me. Is what she says.
Hmm.
You killed him for it.
No, I hired the Zents to take care of it.
That's still killing someone for it. Like, you hired them, therefore you were accomplice.
Can you think back to anybody else you might have murdered? Or had murdered?
Yeah. Red-headed druid?
She narrows her eyes. I was helping this town. That druid was a blight on our village.
Why? What did she do?
All the frost druids are trying to end civilization as we know it. Have
We
you
know
seen
that
them out
already.
there? She starts to think, damn it. That's who you're working for, isn't it? Her sister. She's still alive. And she somehow found out and told you all. You know she's not the good guys, right?
I mean, Who
Well-
is these days?
Neither am I.
Exactly. Nobody's a good guy anymore. Not here, not now.
But at least if we
Do you
kill
care
a
about
few-
10 towns? Do you care
Yeah.
about saving them?
No.
Yes. Wait,
Yeah.
what? 6,
Um,
7?
I mean,
Wait, what?
I'm not really from the area, so I don't really have much input on. Nah.
I'm
Don't
compelled
say.
to tell the truth right now. So,
Oh my god, yeah, you are, it's true.
Yeah, just know that your death will save everybody in Lonelywood who goes out lumbering.
How can that be possible?
Because
You've made a deal with Ravison, haven't you? I can make you a better deal. I can make you a better deal. You
Wait.
You want a powerful wizard on your side? I can get them. I know more about Dazan.
Why?
You were asking me about them,
Okay,
weren't you?
Rav-
No.
I know who they are. I know who they came here
Ravis-
with.
Ravison wants her dead. Why don't we just take her back to Ravison? And then we can settle this with Ravison.
so we've done this
Just bring her-
before.
bring her to the
Oh.
forest.
Are we taking it to Ravison and
to interrogate her my way.
oh
You know,
No.
What plan
I'm
are we
worried
doing?
about us being the bad guys if we murder indiscriminately, if we
I don't think this is indiscriminately.
yeah, she admitted.
She admitted it, but if we start treating people like objects, that is the way towards evil. Is not treating people like people, but treating people like objects. The town wants this issue settled. It wants the killings in the woods to stop. Ravison wants to avenge her sister. Her sister wishes to be avenged. Let's take her.
Hold
to
on, what does
Ravison.
what does the white lady think? What does the white lady want? It's a vengeful
The white
spirit,
lady-
isn't it?
The white lady usually wants revenge, yeah.
And so,
Yes.
would the white lady want somebody else to perform vengeance for her, or would she want a chance to enact vengeance herself? This way, we
think
give
both.
Ravison what she wants, right? That Ravison can, if Ravison and her can fight it out, and we
There
fulfill
will
our
not be
duties.
a fight. Ravison will likely end her life without hesitation. I can sense her. Her revenge is far too strong to allow her mercy.
I mean,
The white lady says it wouldn't be a contest. If we brought her to Ravison, Ravison would just kill her.
and I think we
So-
could just bring the body anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think Ravison really cares whether she's dead on arrival or not.
She didn't seem to. But
All right.
The only thing you would give her is the pleasure of doing it herself.
And I kind of said that I would do this. I don't know what power druids have, but I kind of said that we would do this.
you would do this?
Well, yeah, me,
I mean,
kind of, but us, but me, I guess. I
Promise
shook on
made.
I shook on a stone. I don't know what kind of handshake that is, but I guess it's a druid's one.
Okay.
Wait, you roll me an intimidation check, Barry, as well.
Can I do an insight check on Skrapp to see how they're doing with this situation?
Yeah, go for it.
Which is a very...
And I'll let James tell you what your insight would gain you.
Just because it's kind of an intense situation right off the bat. Nothing. Okay, good.
Yeah, so Skrapp just...
Are they?
So, I suppose with that, Skrapp, you just sort of see Skrapp, like, I mean, probably the moment of hesitation earlier when I was like, stay there, bad guy. I mean, potentially bad lady. a little bit hesitant, but just sort of potentially you'd just be like, so if you trade this person to this druid lady, then the people here will be able to get their wood again.
Yeah, and the moose won't kill them.
Greater good.
So, I mean, that does sound for the greater good. I mean, it's going to save the most lives that way and potentially prolong things. I mean,
And this one here won't kill any more people.
that's also
You can-
true.
Right. She can plead for her life. If she dies, they lose a spy.
Look. Why don't you just tell them you killed me? You will never see me here again. Okay? You can say that you buried my body or chucked it out to the sea of moving ice.
I mean, we are going to tell them that we killed you.
I mean,
After we kill you.
You don't. No. I can give you information. You were asking about Dazan, right? I know who they truly are and what they were here for.
I wasn't asking about Dazan. You were very fixated
Yes, you
on
did.
it.
You
Well,
mentioned them.
let's. What do you have to say? Who was Dazan? What were they here for?
Well, first
Let's
of all,
see
you
if
have
the
to
information.
guarantee
I mean,
you'll
let's
let
see
me
if the
live.
information. Let's see if the information is worth your life. I can't make any promises on saving you or not. It depends on how good what you can tell us is.
You can also roll intimidation,
Yeah, I
607.
got a 15 on my intimidation before.
Yeah. You can roll advantage as well.
Oh, sorry.
Is
I'll
that-
just roll again. Hold on. Oh, good. I clicked the
Yeah,
thing
roll
before
again.
you said advantage.
Oh my god.
not great.
Oh,
But
it's a 15 actually. That's right.
I have inspiration, so I'm gonna roll my inspiration along with that to add to it.
I was gonna say a 15 is pretty good already, but
I want to
if you would
really
like-
drive it home. How much is
Okay,
the
all right.
inspiration?
it's just a
So-
re-roll of the d20.
Oh, it's a reroll of the
Yeah.
d20. Oh, okay. Never mind then. I'll stick
You
to
take the
15.
highest, but yeah, I think because you've already got advantage, it doesn't really impact
Yeah.
it. But yeah, 15.
Yeah, it doesn't
they
impact
say right. Look, they're a red wizard sent here, but they weren't sent by the Thanes. They work for someone else. They work for the Arcane Brotherhood. You know of them? Have you heard of them?
I know of them. I've heard of them.
Okay, right. Well, Dazan was part of a group that arrived here. Several other wizards were with them.
I
They
already know
were-
he was part of the Arcane Brotherhood, though. That's not new information.
They had an argument. They all ended up going different directions, but they're all looking for the same thing. I imagine that Dazan is most definitely looking for some power to aid him in some endeavor, but he's not stupid. He wouldn't just waltz back into 10 towns without some sort of backup plan, I'm sure, or at least detailing the information he found so that the rest of the Brotherhood could pick up on his trail. These wizards, they use books. There must be something he inscribed in a code, a cipher, the location of this thing. And if he killed to just keep it a secret, then it's mostly important. I'm sure that East Haven have his book. They must have taken his possessions, right? You find that book, you find what he found.
Interesting. Well, I haven't found any books, and I'm not a
What
wizard.
would this book
Just-
look like, by any chance? Do you know
Um,
what his book in
it could look-
particular?
It could look like anything. Wizards will even use a spell to disguise it as just some sort of mundane book, such that it doesn't give away their potential magical properties.
Oh,
I think
I sold a book in Tourmaline, although it was about Tourmaline. Could that be the sort of thing?
yes, it could have been anything. Story.
Would
could
you
have been,
recognize the book if you saw it?
I would definitely know a Thayan book. Yes.
We could go back and buy that book back then.
No, I
Oh,
hold out the book that is covered in illusion magic.
Yep,
The
Hulla
one that
finally pulls out the
bloody covered one.
bloody covered book.
Thank
Yeah,
you for reminding me of it. I'd
you're
forgotten that I
welcome.
had
It's
it.
come up a couple
Yeah.
times today. Yeah, the Red Leather Stolen book is a poetry anthology, but anyone looking at it can give me an investigation check.
I mean, might as well.
I'm not taking my eyes off of the prisoner.
Mhm.
They can all turn to Hulla and look at the book, but I'm gonna watch the
I'm gonna
prisoner.
boost mine.
Okay.
Why
Is that
did
an
that-
extra 3? Okay,
Why did
so
that roll from Hulla? No, they rolled from... Okay.
no, that was
Rolled a
Hulla's
4.
investigation
Yeah.
check.
15.
So you already know there's illusion magic on it, Hulla, but it looks like 6 or 7 Skrapp and Barry, you're able to start peering through this illusion. It sort of falls apart at the seams, and you start to see a blood-stained book with a red sash, not unlike the one you saw just today. In fact, one possessed by a certain villain.
She's a member
Harmony.
of the Brotherhood as well, then, eh?
If only we'd asked her
Potentially.
about
And
it.
there is a symbol on the front as well that looks like a kind of like an arrow with 2 little lines, like a V-shaped lines. In fact, have I got a picture of this already? Brotherhood? Of course not. That'd be too easy to have a piece of art. All right, here you go. I've got it already in another folder, ready in case you guys found this. Shit, where'd it go? There it is. Found it. It looks like this. There's a symbol on the book that looks like this. And he says, she says, that, yes, that's one of the Arcane Brotherhood's books. That symbol is their organization. It's probably got the whereabouts of what they found in there. You would need to decipher it, though.
I accidentally speak out loud and say, okay, I'm going to kill her now and go to Eldritch Blast. Because I'm in the zone of truth.
Oh my god. In that case,
So I'm standing in front of her. Are you going to tell me to duck? Or are you just going to blast me?
I guess.
Jeez.
That was probably my saying that, yeah. Harry just spoke out loud by accident in the zone of truth. Yeah.
okay. But well, she shouts, "No, wait! I have more information. I've been here for some time. You don't think they would have just planted me here for keeping people's drinks topped up, would you? I was here for a reason."
I'm going to ease myself to her side. Just in case Barry get 6 or 7 get a little dangerous.
Do you fire, Barry?
I fire.
Okay, go ahead.
So that because
It's going to be a long couple of Eldritch Blasts. You can roll with advantage, of course.
why
He's
didn't
restrained.
it roll? It just rolled without doing the roll. Oh wait, okay.
There you go.
Pushing her back into the fire.
Oh, into the fire. That's also pretty brutal.
Oh,
Jesus,
max
I guess you can
damage
roll
too.
another D. You can roll another D10 of fire damage on top of that. Okay, so she's already wounded from this, heavily wounded. It wouldn't take much to finish her off, but you're all gonna go before her again anyway. Faith
from
just
me.
winces and looks away. She doesn't even want to be a part of this. She's just like shaking her head and steps away. 6 or 7, you want to also add to the chaos?
I'm actually not. I feel like like Barry and others will take care of it. So I'm just gonna stand there in case something happens. I'll be ready, but I'm just gonna sort of stand there and watch and give a little
Okay,
bit of a half
well-
smile if I can.
She screams in agony as she begins to set ablaze, rolling around out of the fire. Ashanti, she's gonna try and get away, but she's not dead from this.
I'm gonna give Barry the most disgusted look I can.
Mm-hmm.
Say we could have just given her to Ravison, and I'm not gonna let her suffer. So I'm sorry. Damn it! I did not want to do this. I really didn't want to give her to Ravison, but
Yeah, let's not let her suffer. Just
yeah.
just do it.
All right.
You can put the fire out. Is that what you mean?
No.
Don't let her suffer. Put the fire out, right?
No, I was gonna kill her, but man, I did not want to do this.
Okay.
It's
right.
alt click, right? There we go.
Yeah.
Halberd slicing.
Mm-hmm. You have advantage as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's
mean,
defenseless.
I did
The whole
not want to
the
do
whole
this.
point was to kill her.
Oh, I don't think I did.
It's not. It's dirty work. She's on death's door effectively, and Hulla, you'll be up before she gets to go.
Well, Hulla will cast Sacred Flame.
And
Okay.
just make it quick.
She auto fails, I believe, because of
A
course.
disadvantage on restrained. But if she's on death's
restrained,
door,
no.
then
Okay, well then I'm just gonna say then she dies as a result of this. She's basically just burnt up, radiant damage, the chop, the slam. She gets it from every side effectively, and you guys to collectively murder her.
I put the fire out.
Barry, what the hell was that all about?
He did what was necessary.
I did exactly what we came here to do.
We all talked about it. We all agreed on it. This is what we came here to do.
And
I know, but I
can't
thought
get
about it.
No, it's not fair to get mad at somebody for doing what we had discussed.
And
I just
exactly.
thought
And
about it and thought that we could do this in a different way, where we didn't have to just straight up murder somebody, but let's grab the
We
axe
didn't.
beak and bits and take her back out to the temple.
your tiefling
yeah.
friend seems to be leaving.
As they're leaving, I'm gonna put my hand on Barry's shoulder and just quietly whisper to him, "See, you're still useful."
That's not the compliment I wanted, but okay.
All right.
Do we, before we go, do we need to search the tavern to see if we can have any proof of her being a spy?
Oh yeah, we
can
should
get
do
the
that,
town
don't we?
speaker.
I can go have a look.
The
I will help.
blood-curdling scream
Yeah.
does attract the attention of several of the townsfolk who have come back into the tavern to sort of witness this murder having taken place. No one stops you. They see you're clearly well armed. If anything, someone like sort of backs away, like oh god, and then runs off towards the speaker's office. But
Let it be known, but whoever's here sticking around, let it be known, people of Lonelywood, this was a Thayan spy. We were tasked with dispatching them.
And apparently this is going to also make it so you can get your wood again.
So, anyone looking around the inn can give me an investigation check.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, in honor of May the 4th. We're fine here. We're all fine.
Let me see.
All right. It was a boring conversation anyway.
I'm not really looking.
Exactly.
I'm looking for like a bed sheet that I can, or anything that I can just wrap her up in.
Yeah, you find that.
Because I clearly found nothing.
No, you don't. You think that they hid their tracks pretty damn well. Same with Hulla. You don't find an inch of evidence or dirt on them whatsoever.
What about
Skrapp?
And
Skrapp, on the other hand, you do both kind of come across some. There's like burnt bits of paper in the fire in places, like maybe some sort of documents or something, and there. What else is there?
Can I cast mending on the burnt documents to repair them? If I get the
Sure,
documents out.
some of it's going to be burnt up in ash.
Yeah.
Um,
But I can maybe repair a little bit to, you know, get some information, if not the full picture.
right. Yeah. Damn, that's what I want to look up. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna say that yes, 607. You do come across something as well with Skrapp in tow. Effectively, it's some sort of like crystal ball. It's like an orb, and it's got like this symbol on it as well, like a moon. But it's got a skull in the center of it as well. Bizarrely, this orb is somehow like trying to like emanate this kind of darkness around it, but it's very faint. It's like as you get closer, you can see it's clearly there, but it's like almost obscuring itself and trying to remain hidden. Almost like it too is hidden under some sort of illusion magic, or Nistel's magic aura, which is a spell that can conceal things from divination. Effectively, what this looks like is maybe some sort of magic item that was used for communication, perhaps. Think like a palantir from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But neither of you have any idea how to activate it or anything. But
Hmm.
it was like hidden in their possessions, like underneath a blanket, whatever. Sorry, Ashanti.
I'm watching 607 and I'm going to say, hey, I still have that bag that I had all that cinnamon in that we used at Corpse Mead. You need a bag to carry that in? It still smells like cinnamon, but it's useful.
Yeah, we may as well. We can look at it once. I imagine that it's gonna get pretty intense here when the speaker gets in,
Yep.
so we'll need to
Okay.
put that in the bag. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll hand him the bag. It smells very strongly of cinnamon, but that way he's got something he can tuck that into and kind of hide it away.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we can get
Who
a
has
pearl
it? Do I have it then, or does Skrapp have it?
You both found it together.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we want to know how that works a bit better, if it's magic, all I need is a pearl and a feather, and some time.
Let's not activate it right now. I think that we need
Well,
to
Wouldn't be activating it, we'll be learning how it works.
confront the speaker or get the
Yeah.
body and let's head to the temple.
Yeah, I'm
By the
dragging
time you find this
body on Lily.
Okay, go on. You
I've-
drag the body, and as soon as you do, you see there's a crowd of people already gathered outside the Lucky Liar, and they're like pointing, like there they are. And Nimsy kind of storms over. What happened here?
Well, it seems you had a Thayan spy in your midst, and we dealt with it. And by dealing with this, your whole town should be able to go logging again. We just need to take the body to.
Wait, slow down. How? How did you know about them, and why does this matter? That I told you to find the moose. Why would this be anything to do with
Well,
it?
we found out where the moose came from, and by doing that, the person who's controlling the moose showed us through a magical mirror that this person is a Thayan spy. And then we went to hook up our axe beaks in the ramshackle and got possessed by a ghost and saw through their eyes that this same person was the one that killed the owner of the ramshackle. And then we came here and dealt with them, and through a magical spell that makes them tell the truth, they told us that it was the truth and that they are a Thayan spy, and then we killed them to save your town from this person. And by delivering their body,
flabbergasted.
by delivering their body the moose won't kill any of your loggers anymore.
Delivering their body. Wait, so you made a deal with Ravison? Is this what you're telling me? The druid?
Yes.
Yes.
Ravison created the moose because this body's owner killed her sister. And Ravison was seeking vengeance for the death of her sister. She told us she would stay her hand if we could deliver her sister's killer to her. And the sister's ghost was brought to bay as well and agreed to this.
Yeah, but also she killed the guys from the ramshackle.
The sister's ghost agreed to this? I don't think you've met. The only time
Didn't
you
we?
met the
The
sister's
Banshee?
ghost.
No,
that's
the
not sister's ghost.
the Banshee is the sister of or another one of the priestesses of the Elven Temple.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
No.
I'm sorry.
That's okay then.
Ravison's sister's in
Ashanti,
the tomb.
Ashanti, make a persuasion check, and then Barry. We'll see in a second.
See if I get advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You can roll with advantage, Barry.
Hell yeah. Persuasion. Why is that the one time it doesn't ask me for advantage in anything? Yeah.
Okay.
So I got
We don't need to worry
22.
about that too. 22 sounds good to me. She's like, right? And then the druid and the spies.
It sounds
Okay.
unbelievable.
Okay.
But there's too many details for it to be false.
Yeah, this sounds like a lot. I need to sit down.
I mean, overall,
she's
we
like-
saved your town. Pity.
Oh god, that smell.
Would some mayonnaise help?
I know. But it smells
Let's-
of dog fur, I know.
No, the body is awful. I'm getting back to my house. I guess I kind of owe you in a way. This is such a mess, though.
You're welcome.
You do, and when we come back to collect our fee, we'd like cookies as well.
I mean,
Those were good cookies.
Right.
yeah.
That'll take my mind off this whole ordeal. Yes, cookies. She's a little bit shaken up, but yeah, nonetheless, she seems to be on your side at least.
And I just start well, not galloping, but trotting Lily through the crowd with this body dragging behind.
Oh god, yeah. There is definitely some murmurs in the town, but
You're welcome. You're
Another
welcome.
one's like, I knew it. I knew there were spies amongst us.
You're
What
welcome.
happened to the Groots? It was staged. I knew it. It wasn't a suicide after all. Fucking spies. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Spies.
they're not cheering exactly. They're not going like, yeah, woo, these guys murdered someone. They're just more like very conspiratorial, like whispering amongst each other. But nonetheless, you did get the job done. If you do meet up back with Nimsy Huddle, she's kind of gathered herself a little bit now. Right. That was a sight to see. I didn't expect to go from giving my kids cookies to seeing a charred body out in the open. But you've fixed this problem.
Well,
Can you
once we deliver the
reassure
We'll
me?
fix the problem once we deliver the body
All right.
to the temple.
Okay.
I mean,
In that case, then I will see you nightfall, I suppose.
yeah, we
wait, it's
agreed
already
on
kinda
a
night,
stone,
but yeah.
so
I don't know what that means, but yes, good luck to you guys. Actually, she's more Irish. Good luck to you. Thanks again for everything, I guess. But
It's just gonna walk over and lick her on the cheek just to be kind of reassuring.
right.
It says it understands she's very nervous and unhappy, and he's gonna try to comfort her before he follows or she's gonna comfort Nimsy before Bits follows everyone.
Thank you. I'll have a payment ready for you when you get back. She's kind of like
Okay.
staring off, wide-eyed a little bit.
Yeah.
she tries
All
to
right,
get
so
away
you
from
head
the
off
body
back
and
to. Yeah, she's dragged it back. I have kids here. Could you, do you mind just take it away? Just,
Yeah, Barry,
yeah,
maybe
you head off
we
to the
should
forest.
put the body on a sled before.
Yeah. I'm
We
gonna head
want the
off.
body to survive the journey enough to be identifiable.
Oh, I assume it was on the sled, like being dragged by
Oh,
Lily.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
so
I'm sorry.
you can
You
head
said
back to
drag
the woods.
behind, and
Let's just double check what you encounter. No encounter.
I'm gonna
We're good.
be on my axe beak at the back of the group and just sort of humming to myself pleasantly.
Creepy. You return back to the Elven Tomb post haste. It's late in the evening. Well, like, yeah, late in the evening.
Mhm.
The White Moose is here as well. We've returned. Is the deed done?
I'm
yes,
pulling.
we
Yeah.
were going to bring her back intact, but there was a change of plans. After a change of plans, which I will admit I initiated without talking to anybody. So,
Oh.
in front of the White Moose, I apologize.
Mm.
Changing the plans on y'all in the very last second.
Huh.
Nods.
You weren't
looks to
kidding
Barry.
about there being a giant white moose.
And it talks.
And,
Yeah. I mean, I'm
have
used to
it,
that.
yeah, meet our newest member, Scraglets or something. What was your name
Scrap.
again?
I'm Skrapp.
I'm sorry, everything's been so fast and confusing.
I'm Scrap. Yeah, I'm here because the metal in my leg acts weird when I'm near these guys, and acts weird when I leave them. So
All right. Well, I'm gonna drag the body
You-
into the scraggling. I'll see you soon.
Scraggling.
it's
Barry
Scrap.
and the body. Follow me.
Ah.
They just let you in, Barry, with the body. Ravison turns.
I unwrap the body.
She looks down at it. Did they struggle? Did
Well,
they beg for forgiveness?
You weren't watching. Isn't that what the mirror was for? But yes, they did.
I can see through the mirror.
Oh,
Good.
But
She looks down, just stares at it.
does that mean you're not gonna send the moose to kill anyone anymore?
She looks back at you.
I
The
mean,
moose didn't kill anyone. Don't know why you keep saying this. The only murderers in the town, well, now that she's dead, guess that leaves you. You are the only murderers in Lonelywood now.
we're not gonna be staying in Lonelywood.
Hmm.
So, I guess that makes it a peaceful place now. As long as you hold back on the moose, as you said you were going to, maybe even work with them, like we suggested, to make
And
sure that.
deforest even more?
No.
I
No,
think not.
We agreed on the stone. I don't know whatever that does, but that you were gonna not have the moose attack them anymore, and if you could work with them so they plant as much as they take.
Hello,
In this winter, there's not going to be
well-
much growth.
hello, remind Barry that we need to get Ravinica's sister out of that tomb and then put the elven priestess back in the tomb. So I don't know what they're talking about in there, but don't let him forget that point.
Okay, I guess I'll run up and.
No. You've got telepathy.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. Sure.
I'm sorry. Let me say that again. Telepathically from
Right.
mine to Barry, not to forget about the body in the tomb.
I
What
can
is the range on that? I wonder.
I can almost
you,
hear my
30
party
feet.
members mentioning something.
You 30 feet, so you can go up to
30
the
feet.
the entrance.
So I'll get up close
still.
and whisper to
Mhm.
him. Yeah.
Uh,
Don't forget, we
okay,
need to
you
switch
hear
the
that?
bodies out.
She's,
Eh,
she
You
said,
know,
yes,
get
I
everybody
hadn't
buried in the
forgotten.
right place.
I hadn't
Yeah.
forgotten our agreement, Barry. The
Okay,
moose will not be attacking any loggers,
that's good. And
but the 10 towns won't survive much longer. You know this.
and if that's Aurel's will, then so be it. Let let Aurel's challenge be the decider. It's on them without anyone interfering.
Very well.
Also, can
She
we put the right body in that coffin?
she stops in her tracks and turns back.
I got some like voice in my head saying to put the body in the coffin.
You wish to
Thinking of it, sounds like Hulla
Make-
for some reason.
She looks down at the sarcophagus. Says, "My sister is resting here."
And we properly put her to rest in her own coffin. It feels disrespectful to put someone's body in somewhere else.
Where are you putting the body? She gestures to the charred corpse.
We'll put it in the ground. Don't worry. Respectfully. No matter who they were or what they did. And we could do the same with your sister. You could, or
She deserves more than just the ground. She deserves a greater tomb.
what about the one outside that gets observed by the moon? Oh wait, no, that's the mummy's one. Oh. What if we
Yeah,
make
that's
her a
enough.
tomb? We have a place that she could be. To be fair, we own like a Dwarga fort. I know we sent people that way.
Oh,
As
do you
safe
think
haven.
that your
Where is
message
this?
got through to Barry? Do you think that your message got through to Barry? Because, I mean, I can't imagine that a druid would want to be trapped in stone for eternity and not interred in the forest that they so loved.
This is like a game of whispers.
Barry,
Barry,
Ashanti
they ask
says
her.
druids don't want to be buried in stone, so she'd probably want to be buried near somewhere. Pass it along.
Would druids want to be buried in stone and not the ground?
Druids are. It depends, really, what they're a druid of, right?
Would
So
they
it's gonna
should not
vary
be
from
buried
druid to
in the
druid.
ice? In the snow?
She thinks for a moment. That sounds like a frost giant's funeral.
We know a
Hmm.
place. What if we take her back to the map? Or what if you take her back to the map? You know, the one that she created?
Where is this Durga outpost you speak of?
Oh. It is north of Nick? Not far from the large
I'm supposed to say
mountain.
Calvin's Ken, but yeah.
Not far from
she's-
Calvin's Ken, yeah.
It's on Calvin's Ken. It is part of
Oh, it
Calvin's Ken.
actually is on. Okay.
Yeah. It's in the wall, like in the mountain.
I thought it was a little bit away. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. She says, well, Calvin's Cairn is a fitting place. You know, it almost sounds more fitting than about what you were saying earlier. It sort of has the same lines of it.
I mean,
A tomb
Oral.
that is always shone on by the moon,
That's true.
and Oral can see it from above. She casts a spell across the night. Hmm. Yeah, roll me a persuasion check real quick.
It's a roll of persuasion check against myself. Didn't we send people to that?
Barry smashing it again. He says,
Sent people to that Dwarga outpost, didn't we? To hide out. Anyway, I've said it now.
I
Anyway.
will move the body. I will gather my things. We
Okay.
make for Kelvin's cairn.
Are you take sorry.
We wish you good luck on your travels and keep safe and make sure there's no violence along the way.
She opens up the door for you.
Also, did me shaking the rock actually do anything? What would have happened if
Shaking the rock.
you know when we made the deal?
Hagstone. You asking her?
Yeah.
She says, "Oh yes, yes. So your flesh would have decayed. Maggots would have found a new home in your skull."
I knew druid stuff would happen.
She smirks.
Oh.
Hey,
Well, I'm glad
Barry, I asked I heard the door open. Does is everything okay?
Yeah, we're good. And I
All right,
waved
I've got
the
a bunch
little
of
tree
animals
thing.
out here that are hungry, so I'm gonna set up the cauldron to feed them.
Okay.
Are they gonna stay here or with the white moose or
No, I
are
I
they all leaving?
accidentally gave away some of our estate. The
I wasn't that attached to it.
the Dwarga fort is now going to be the home of Ravison. I
Okay.
something in my head says we sent people that way to hide out.
Nah, you went against it in the end.
Did we?
Yeah, you were like, actually don't. Anyway,
Is
so
she gonna
let's
take
see, guys.
Gavin and all the animals?
She is, yeah.
Okay. Let's get a full belly of let's get them all a full belly before they go.
And
Mhm.
we can put the
She didn't say she was, but anyway, you can give them a full belly anyway.
we can put the banshee back in the tomb as well. For
Okay.
some reason, this
Good.
voice in my head kept telling me to ask.
Sonar approaches and says, "Thank you. You've done me a great service, restoring peace to my tomb. And perhaps saving 10 towns."
Well,
Um,
that's sort of what
Hella,
we're trying to do. Is
did
to
you get all the
gradually.
information?
Did I get what information?
Translation for the runes on the archer that Danica
Yes.
needs.
Yes, I got that. I
Okay.
got that. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, sometimes we save 10 towns, like some of the towns, and they look at us horrified. I got that vibe from Lonelywood.
Probably because we
Did we
killed the
deal with
bartender.
I mean, you killed someone and pushed them into a fire as part of that, so it wasn't exactly a pleasant killing.
And I was
Well,
trying to make it quick. I was hoping the fire would finish the job.
well, given how
Fire
late it
certainly
is, are we
sped it
gonna
along. Yeah.
given how late it is, are we gonna go ahead and stay here tonight? And if so, did you want to try to? You said you wanted to learn some Elven healing spells. Did you want to talk with the elf more, or let her return to her tomb where she can resume her rest?
Who
Oh.
you talking to though?
Hulla. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Say again. I
Hulla,
was looking at my
I
character sheet.
think we should just stay here for the night. And if you said you wanted to learn some elven healing spells, do you want to talk to the elf some more, or should we let her return to her rest?
I think we should let her return to her rest. She helped me with what I needed,
And
which was
Okay.
I mean that was my whole reason for wanting to come here, was to get that archer statue fixed. And
Okay.
we did.
can I
And
Right.
ask something of Sanar,
Hmm.
if that's okay? The mirror in there, how does it work? And can it see outside of Icewindale?
Outside of Icewindale. It works so long as the symbol of the full moon is illuminated by the actual moon or a similar spell. Whilst it's lit, the mirror functions similar to that of a crystal ball. It is able to scry on its on people with a very far reach.
Ah, well,
I've
the next full moon isn't for like days and days. I think I've run out of ask from our friend in there. Oh well.
If you wish to come back and attempt to use it during a full moon, you may. Are you looking
What
for
if
someone in particular?
Family.
And they are on this plane?
Back in Weep.
The mirror will reach to that city I'm not familiar with, but if they're on the same plane, then the mirror will find them.
Okay. Maybe when we have
You
a
may
bit of
always,
downtime.
yes,
Is
you may always
there,
return.
is there another mirror here? I mean, or do
No.
y'all just have the one? Do
We
you have
have the
like a little
one.
hand mirror that people could travel with to communicate with you?
She says, I'm afraid not. The mirror is held fast to the wall, and it cannot be removed without shattering it.
And
Was
does
Sorry,
it
it
work?
Barry,
broken,
I
the mirror's
tried.
magic would be gone forever.
Oh, okay.
yeah, there goes my idea of taking the mirror with us.
Yep, it's literally got sovereign glue on it, she says. So good luck with that. But you may always return here on the night of a full moon and use it whenever you wish.
Okay.
how will we find this place? I mean, we can't find it unless you're brought here, like by someone
If
who
you know
knows.
where it is, you can find it. That's the thing.
I thought it was the opposite of that. If you know where it is, then you wouldn't be able to find it again.
She says,
Isn't that why
yeah,
one can come back here?
follow me. She says, I'll make it so that you can always find this place. The moose
Okay, yes,
is
please.
one way, but there are others.
We all just.
Ravison has cleared out this room. You see that she's set up a sled with the white moose. It's got her heavily decayed sister on it, like wrapped up. And in this room, you can see all the tables are being cleared away, all the druidic reagents and such as well. But Sanar reaches into the sarcophagus and says, now we can finally place my sister to rest fully. The actual body of which, by the way, you could have gone. Ravison would have showed you where she buried it. I think I actually had a map for that as well somewhere. But it's alright because you dealt with the banshee already. But yeah, basically you dig up this body and bring it back to the sarcophagus. And Sanar says, I think my sister would have wanted you to have something as a reward for having her placed back in here and returning peace to her mind. And she reaches in, and there's a quiver of several silvered arrows, which she reaches in and hands to the party, or hands to you, Hulla.
Oh,
and says,
thank you.
This silver, it is blessed by the moon, the same moon that shines on this temple once every month. You can use this to find the elven tomb once again. It would always point in this direction. She holds it out on her finger, and again, sort of similar to like a compass, you see the arrow sort of tilt and turn. And so she hands you a quiver of 6 silvered arrows. And also she says, and these as well. She hands you 2 rings. They are almost like a pair, like they're identical, both of them.
Mm.
And they seem to be made of, let me just check, I think it's platinum. Let me double check. Yes, they are. They are a pair of platinum rings. And Barry, you can see they're worth at least 50 gold pieces each. That's for sure.
Are they magical or?
Yeah.
She says, our kind would often protect and safeguard each other. I'm sorry I gave these to you too late, but perhaps in the future, if you wish to help someone avoid injury or even death, you may use these as part of a spell.
Okay.
She says, I can teach you it, but I'm sure someone of your skills may already be familiar with it.
Ooh, what's the spell? I only know a
It
few.
is, it is known as Warding Bond.
Oh.
Wording bond is not something that I have already. I don't think.
It
Oh, yes, it
is.
is.
It's on your
I
second
do have
level.
it. I just haven't
Spell
used it yet.
wards a willing creature you touch, creates a mystical connection between you and the target, and whilst the target is within 60 feet, it gains +1 AC and to all saving throws as well. And it has resistance to all damage, and every time they take damage, you take the same amount. So it's basically like splitting your health with someone else. But the
Yeah.
+1 AC and all saving throws is fantastic. It's like a luck stone, effectively. You just have to kind of keep within range, but there's a component for the spell, and it is a platinum pair of rings. And so she's gifting you these. And you know what?
Okay.
She'll also gift you effectively 1 free casting of it, and that is by giving you this small little wooden cup that it was holding the rings. And you see there's elvish script all the way around it, and you see there's like a pair of wings as well that sort of like have a tessellating pattern around the lip, kind of similar to the sarcophagus actually. And she says this will help you cast it as well. And effectively, what it acts as is like a scroll of Warm Bond. So it's a one-use item, but you have now got the components for it as well as 6 silvered arrows, which are pretty good.
Pretty good. Thank you, Sana. That's
Thank you.
more than we expected.
So
Just
when you guys go back to sleep, will you ever wake back up, or is that you done life-wise?
I will safeguard this place for longer until the winter has surpassed and we can truly rest. Then I will return to my sarcophagus until I am needed again. But for now, it seems there are dangers afoot, and I would rather not risk Ravis in return.
Okay. And
In case she goes back on her word.
what were you gonna say, Hulla?
oh, nothing. No, nothing. Just I was gonna thank the elf for her kind words and her assistance, and for helping with this. And she holds up the archer statue. Really, it means more than you know.
She nods. May you return safely to her. anything for a fellow priestess.
Well, I wish you blessings and great joy in your vigilance.
She bows and she turns back to the sarcophagus and begins perhaps reciting an elven eulogy for her sister, giving her a second burial rites, effectively.
Are you able to help with that, Hulla? Don't you have like that thing
I have
you did?
ceremony,
You
which
do?
what does it do? Creates a special religious ceremony that's infused with magic. Atonement, bless water, coming of age, dedication, or funeral rite. Oh yeah. So touch one corpse, and for the next 7 days they can't become undead. Not much, but might add a little bit of blessing.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah. She sings this elven eulogy. You can prevent the you grave site and preventing them from being desecrated and the like, and finally potentially putting the spirit to rest. Although you almost sense in your mind's eye, as you're kind of casting the spell, you almost picture the White Lady departing from the other elf as well in your mind, and she too seems to hand over her bow and the spectral arrows in your mind, and they kind of both bow a sign of respect. She's giving up her weapon. She's giving up her life as a hunter. She no longer needs to fight, and so she's passing these weapons onto the White Lady to continue, so she can continue to act as a spirit of vengeance. And you almost see in your mind's eye the spirit hovering over to the sarcophagus and finally laying to rest. So you've got 6 silver arrows in person, and it's almost like the White Lady has been given like 6 spiritual arrows as well.
So these 6 spiritual arrows given to the White Lady, which means that she would be able to use them in combat.
Effectively, she's gifting them a token of the departed, which this is more to do with Geist's goal, and that was so that he could learn how to use elven archery styles, and the White Lady now has this information. She can call upon that spiritual knowledge
Okay,
and basically and allow Geist to be able to use elven archery.
Okay, noting it down.
Yeah.
I sort of shrug and put the arrows in my pouch along with everything else. And I'll hand one of the rings to Ashanti.
Wait, Hulla, don't you have to have both of the rings on you to perform the spell?
It's not specified, and nor is it like
just says-
strict on who
It just says a
has to
pair
have
of platinum
one.
rings. But it does
Yeah.
say
It does say
that you and the
pair of
target
rings.
must wear for the duration.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it
well,
binds
yeah.
you together. So you
Okay.
wear one and the target wears one. So it does specify
Yeah.
that.
Links you,
Hulla-
basically.
What I'm saying though is you can do that as part of the spell. So
Okay.
I'm
Like toss it
believing it's
over as I
touch.
casting the spell.
All right.
It's
I
Right.
will
I think
take.
it's touch. So what would happen is you go over to the person you're trying to protect, you would place the ring upon their finger
Mm,
to ward them. It's part of the spell. So you don't have to
okay.
worry about like having it ahead of time. you can hold on to the rings, and then if you wish to cast it on Ashanti, then yes, you would need to go up to them and then give them the ring. Then you can do that now if you wish, but it's
I
don't
would
you don't
rather
have to
you
trap
save
yourself,
this,
right?
right, so that you can use it as needed. I mean, like Faith sometimes gets in trouble, and this might help her tremendously.
No, she doesn't take a lot of damage. She doesn't need as much in
Yeah.
terms of AC and bonuses on
I'm
saving throws. You're
I'm
the
up
one
and
who
walking.
needs the resistance.
I'm up and walking today, so
All right.
All right.
Well,
That's concludes the Elven Tomb as
no, wait.
oh
Ashanti wants to give Gavin a great big hug and say, "You are the best moose I have ever met." And you be safe. And if you need help, come get us. Okay, come find us.
thank you, Ashanti, for all the help you've done with the little ones as well.
Well, they are all gonna go with a full belly, and y'all be safe and take care of one another. And I'm, big bad orc. I do not cry, so I am not crying right now, but
I shall look
smiling.
after. I shall help look after Andy's clutch.
Oh no! Yes, please, please do that. So, uh, and
The
my
moose kind of
dad's mom
chuckles.
always said that she wasn't going to cry that we were leaving, that she was going to smile that we were there. So I'm smiling that I was there with you right now, and wish you the very best on your journey.
Yeah. Kind of nuzzles in one last time, and then he lets out like a gruff, and you start to see a couple of the other little critters uh, and animals coming out and following on a little caravan. And the white moose is pulling the sled with um, with Ravison's sister on it, Vernus, and they start to head towards Kelvin's cairn, which is, funnily enough, where you guys actually want to be heading soon. So there is that. Also, if you wish to return to Kelvin's cairn, you're also going to need to spend that 1,000 gold's worth of oils and reagents.
yeah.
Oh,
You
speaking
could
of
if you wanted.
which,
bad supplies.
yeah, speaking of which, Hulla, I'm going to give you 350 gold pieces. So I'm transferring
Okay.
350 to you. That should help bring him back. And that should leave me with 104 just in case I need to get hotel
Ooh.
rooms or
Yeah.
something.
I mean,
That leaves Shy just about 50 gold. If Hulla spent
Yes.
everything, that is.
If I spend everything that I have, yeah.
Geist has 540 gold on him, so
Oh, so
Well, let's
if we
Okay,
spend.
use
even more than
Geist's
enough.
gold, then I just
Yes, you can use
okay.
Guy's
Well,
gold if you wish.
I mean, he's not using it. Yeah.
okay.
Um,
Well, I'm gonna
We
still
can at
give
least.
Hella
He can at least.
350, and
Give me
we can use
350, and then
yeah.
if everyone gives me 350, or rather, no, that's too much.
What? That is
That's
the
fine.
worst.
If you want to use
Say
y-
250
y-
from Geist, Hulla, Ashanti, and Barry. 607.
Well,
I don't know if
no,
you
he's
want to
not.
contribute.
no. 350 from
607
you,
is not
me,
going to contribute.
Yep.
me, and Geist is 1,050.
Yeah.
1,400,
350
but
plus
yeah.
350 plus 350,
Uh,
Yeah.
I'll
unless
tell you
math
what.
has changed.
If you would all like to contribute equally, it'd be 250 gold each from Geist's own pocket, Barry's. It'd each be 250. If Barry was comfortable using that amount. If Barry doesn't want to give up that amount, then you can say you spent 350
350.
Ashanti.
Yeah, why don't we just use Geist's money and then we add on to it?
Okay, so
Yeah, I mean,
five
if
Well,
you
hundred
want
Geist
divided
to,
by
was
3.
right. Geist was keeping
Now you're making it
money
even more
for
complicated.
Yeah, Geist was keeping money for the team as well, if I remember correctly, after selling stuff. So, you know, how much? I'm sorry, out of game. How much does Geist have?
Geist has 540 gold.
All right, so
So,
if we use
460.
400 of his, then
I'll put in
Hulla,
400.
mm,
You put in
Okay,
200
100
then
because
from
I'll
you
put
Hulla.
pay
in
you pay for
200.
all. Yeah.
Okay.
So you
From
should take
Hulla,
back your
and then
350.
No, I'm going to take back 150. And that
Okay.
way you've got my 200.
Okay.
So
And
This is
if you want,
64.
really confusing math.
basically, Geist is giving up 400 and the other three of you are giving 200. I think.
Right. I gave 200. Hulla's giving 200. And Barry, if you want to kick in 200, that would be 1,000.
okay. Okay, so Hulla's removed 400, yeah. And then Barry, how much are you spending? 200?
So I need to remove.
I mean,
Everyone's contributing.
well, apart from
Except
607.
607.
Sure. I just need to know you're spending the gold or not, that's all.
Yeah, begrudgingly. Something in
Okay,
the back
jeez.
of his head is like
All right.
unwanting.
Well, we brought you back to
Dear.
life. It's only fair that you
Yeah,
help bring Geist back to life.
I was gonna say, like, what the hell? You literally got
Yeah.
resurrected by the fire. Um,
Mm.
okay,
No,
so
no, no.
that looks like 1,000 in total, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
I've
that
taken the money
this is
off
already
Geist
spent
sheet.
and done. You could even
Yeah.
actually buy some off Ravison. I'm not even kidding. All those belongings on her caravan, there are probably some towards this. I'm not going to say it's the full 1,000, but we'll say that you're spending some and paying Ravison for this as well,
Works
as a
for me.
portion of hers.
Yeah.
And then you will need to get the rest of it from 10 towns along the way as you go from town to
Okay.
town, getting the oils and reagents and stuff.
Right. We have to go
But
back through
Ravison just
Lonelywood.
acts as another supplier.
Mhm. Yeah, we have to go back through Lonelywood to collect our reward. And
Mm-hmm.
so we can shop there. But it
True.
is
Let's
super
do
late
that.
at night. Are we going to take a long rest, sleep, and go in the morning, or are we traveling at night?
It's about midnight right
Uh,
now. You travel back to
prefer
town.
Let's
not
take.
not to
It's been
travel
a
at
long
night.
day. Let's take the rest. Head
Yeah.
back in the morning
Okay.
when everybody's fresh.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
I agree.
Yeah.
We know
Ah.
this
So
is
you
safe.
can, yes, you can take another long rest. Yep, click that. You guys are huddled up, calm as cucumber, and nice, cool elven tomb, singing, hearing the lament of the highborn elf. But
Yeah. And
yes,
as
it's a
part of
haunting
this
night.
long rest, Skrapp is going to ask 607 if they can have his goggles. As I think
hand in
he's
my
got
goggles.
yeah, and then
Yeah, I do have. Yeah, I have snow goggles. I
yeah,
hand them
then
to him.
Skrapp is basically going to get out their smith's tools and basically start engraving like certain magical runes on it to start which basically to enchant
Goggles of
it.
night.
Yep. So if you want to add goggles of night to your sheet 607, I guess.
Already
No.
done.
Done that.
No.
And
Yep.
I can give you a token 60 feet of dark vision now.
Hey.
There you go.
I would like to. Where's the body? The what was her name? The spy.
Oh, Danae,
Danae?
yes.
Danae. I want to get a hand off of her.
I thought this was coming.
Um,
Yes, you can do this during the night. You can get both hands if you wanted, but yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna be
I'll
burying
take both.
that body.
If I can, I'll take if I can, I'll take both hands.
Okay. Yeah. I'm guessing you burying the body is happening as well at some point, but
Yeah.
the body is charred up and shot up from the spells. But yes, you get 2 humanoid hands.
As,
Thank
as
you.
as as he's grabbing the hands, I'm just like, yeah, that's 50 gold a hand.
I give him 5 gold.
I was kidding, but
Yeah.
thanks.
Do you want it or no? Do you want the
No.
5 gold?
Yeah, I won the 5 gold.
Okay. I'll give you.
What was that interaction?
I give him 5 gold.
That's funny. All right, you had that, Barry.
God damn it.
Perfect.
Where's my bag of hands? I need to keep track of how many hands are in here. There's 5 now.
Just
Why can't I
start
hold all these
charging
hands?
6 or 7 for hands.
Well, I lost a hand before because we had to throw it in the fire, so I will need to replace
True.
that one and then.
God damn it.
Oh. It's a good job someone's carrying the hands around here. So back at Lonelywood in the morning. Well, I will say that the dream has never been more vivid than ever before. Hulla, again, it continues to pulse forward into the front of your mind, trying to push back all your other priorities and quests that you've got in your head. They're all they're all kind of obscured, and this one burning sensation, this urgency, is springing forward once again, and it's calling like a distress signal. And you, although you don't understand it, you kind of almost hear the language a little bit better now. You can hear the twang of that kind of pulsing sound, and it certainly is a dire situation, because the dream you have this time is of you just simply dying in the snow, just continuously calling for help, and no one coming.
Me as in my half-orc body, or me as in the
Feels
dream
like your
version of
body.
me? Yeah.
Yeah, you wake up, you're definitely still like not dead or anything, but it feels as though your body is your mind is connected to another body, and that body is out there just slowly weakening, losing the strength. You feel your eyes kind of becoming heavier and heavier, and the cold numbing your every limb. You can't move an inch. You're stuck here, stranded, hoping that someone can find your frozen, dying body. It's almost like being stranded on an island.
Mm.
That analogy definitely rings true of your own, or being like becalmed at sea, right? It feels like you've lost your sail and the boat is just stranded, stuck in calm waters. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Okay. I shake it off. I try and shake it off, and I try and think it's just a ship. It's a distress signal from a ship that's probably long gone, and it doesn't mean anything. And
Give me an intelligence save as you're trying to shrug this off.
intelligence save. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a strength of mine. Let's see how
That's
we
good.
roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're able to shrug it off again, knowing that, yeah, it's probably dead. Like, if it's been this long stuck in the snow, there's no way it could have survived. Like, it's
This,
probably nothing. It's just a
it,
distress signal that you can't turn off.
yeah, it's just creepy. But it's not
Mm-hmm.
probably too late to do anything. But we'll find out when we get there, if we ever
Okay,
get there, if we ever find it.
that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
With that, you guys do get the long rest, and you return back to Lonely Wood. Let's just wrap this up before tonight. I know it's late. Um, r- you come back to Nimsy Huddle, who's, oh, thank goodness. All right, welcome back. Uh, as agreed, the loggers have they've pulled together and put some funds for you guys to as a thank you, so that they can get back to work and finally start filling up some hearths with warm logs.
Yeah. As a bonus,
Now,
the moose and the druid's gone. We didn't expect them to leave, but they did.
as a bonus. Right. Well, and you got rid of a Thayan spy, of all things. That one I wasn't expecting.
And you can use the ramshackle again. It's no longer haunted.
Indeed, you've done a great service for us. Here, you can take some extras. She puts another like coin pouch alongside the one that she's already gathered. As a personal thank you from me. Um, here, and altogether, she's given you 125 gold for handling this situation.
Nice.
How much? I'm sorry. How
So
much did we get?
125
125
gold.
Okay.
divided by 5 of you, right?
Five of us?
What about the plate of cookies, Nimsy?
Oh, and of course, here's some cookies for the road, and I made
Okay.
one of a little white moose here, and
Aw.
yeah, they're moose cookies, and she hands them out to you with a smile.
Right.
She says, "Well, this is probably better than the other outcome, which was, a dead moose, and that would have gone to the local butcher. So instead of venison, here you got cookies."
Well, Fitz definitely loves her cookie, and I love my cookie. So,
Oh, yeah,
so
special little treat for this one. Uh, she hands him another little cookie to bits, like a dog treat. Beautiful. Um, okay. Yeah, I think if you're splitting it between the 4 of you, right? 5 of you.
I've.
Crap helped.
I mean,
It's up to you.
yeah. I mean, he was there for 3/4 of the adventure. So,
What? Maybe he gets
Well,
More
12.5
like
and
8/4.
Guys gets 12.5.
You
I mean,
decide.
I'll-
Just let him know so
okay.
we can get them.
yeah. Yep.
All right,
Skrapp's
everyone
just
else.
like,
Came along and
ah.
took the glory at the end.
Okay, I like that
There you go.
idea. I do. I started it and
That's fair.
Skrapp finished it.
All right, so the rest of you add how much to your sheet?
25
It'd be
each.
25 each.
25 each. Okay,
25.
nice. And finally, with that, we're gonna head back to Bremen, right? Correct?
Wherever
Or
Danica
would you like
is.
Danica? Okay, yeah. And if
Bremen.
you're asking about reagents and oils, she says I got some oils you can purchase as well. Here, and you again acquire some more of the funds towards helping bring back Geist. You've already spent all the gold, but I'm just saying, like it's happening
Yeah.
over the course of several days. And then as you go back to Icewindale proper,
Well, are we going to? Were we in Bremen?
you're in Lonelywood at the moment, but you're heading back to
Lonelywood.
Bremen
Right.
to turn in
Okay.
Danica's.
Okay.
Right.
Were there
Yeah.
any in Lonelywood? Were there any supplies that I needed to make that tea?
Yeah, good question. Because the Lonelywood is next to a more forested area, and they would have ingredients like flowers, herbs, and the like. And I would say the Druid as well may have even had some. That's a good point.
'Cause I'll be
So if you wanted,
I'll be trying to scrape together what I can for that to get some of that brewing.
yeah, we'll say that Ravison gave you some, so that you can actually get you can get at least one dose cooking. If you want to get more, then there'll be like gold payments, but we can say that
How much would it cost for like per dose or whatever it would be?
that is going to depend on what we ultimately land on how powerful a poison this is.
Okay.
Which I definitely need to make between now and next session. So that'll be something I will work on. But most poisons, they can be really, really pricey. That's normally if they do a shit ton of damage. But if you would like to have this poison be more of like a debilitating effect, like it makes them, clumsy or they fall prone, etc. If they just can't stand, then it will be less gold. But if you wanted to do like sheer damage and absolutely like outright kill someone, then the gold price will definitely go up more.
I think it's between outright kill and like at least and severely incapacitate. Like what was that one thing you mentioned? Feeble?
Enfeebled, yeah. It basically
Enfeebled, yeah. Like
disadvantage
like
strength.
yeah, like really hamper them or completely wipe them out. Like severely. I want to give them like multiple levels of
Okay.
of exhaustion type thing, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
At the at the
enfeebled
very least, ideally it kills. I think for him.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the most potent poison you're aware of in your knowledge is something like a purple worm poison that does like 12d6 poison damage, or midnight tears. That's an ingested one that does 9d6 poison. But they're both extremely expensive. Like, for example, midnight tears 1,500, purple worm
Ooh.
2,000.
Ooh.
The reason, yeah,
Wow.
that's why I'm saying like the higher you go on the damage track, the more, and that's what those two do. By the way, that's it. They're just damage. They don't have like a
They're just
side
damage.
effect as well. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll work that out in a bit. Midnight tears, yeah. The poison does nothing until the stroke of midnight, and then suddenly they're like and die. It's horrible. Okay. Tourmaline to to Targos to Bremen. All the while picking up, basically just buying out anywhere that sells herbs and oils and reagents for this spell. You're just buying them out from town to town, and then finally you arrive back at Bremen. And I want to get this done before next session because this is where you're effectively going to level up to level 4. So let's go to the House of the Morning Lord real quick, just for one final moment before we wrap this up. Not the House of the Morning Lord. What am I talking about?
Yeah, I was about to say it.
Right, the
House
other
of
side.
Hades.
Hades.
I mean,
Let's go,
it is
Hades.
some sort of morning.
Yeah, sure.
The House of the Morning,
Yes.
MOURN.
Oh, look, there's some other
Yeah.
people here too. Just visiting. All right. Get you guys in here. There we go. Right, so you return back to the cold interior, the blue flames flickering, awaiting your return. All is well, it seems, for the most part, but as you approach, the two priestesses left and right. Ah, you're back.
How is she?
Danica she seemed almost sated in some fashion. Almost as though the things you returned with were enough that it held her madness at bay.
But she's still incapacitated?
She has grown tired, yes, and restful. She wishes to see you immediately, as soon as possible.
Okay.
We will bring her down, and you see they help Danica Greysteel down, effectively like lowering her on a stretcher towards the altar. And you've seen this kind of sight before, Barry. This is where you woke up from your own petrification. The priestesses stand side by side on the stairs and kneel down, begin to pray. Did you get the inscription?
I
You hear
did.
Danica? Did you do it?
Yes, I brought it.
Well done. Well done, Hulla. Please,
And
rid me of this madness.
without further ado, I start reading the chant from the Elven Archer, which I'm not going to roleplay because I don't know how to. I don't know what it would say.
Yeah, it almost. Yeah, it speaks
It would
of
be old timey
elven...
language. Yeah.
It would. But as these magical incantations are read aloud, echoing in the halls of Hades, you see Danica like grip a hold of your hand, like shiveringly cold, but very quickly you feel like a warmth returning to her, you see her eyes kind of opening wider and wider. And, well, actually, this is the first time you see her eyes, because up till now, she's had them in a veil this whole time. And it's almost as if some sort of spell, like a magical wind, sort of rushes through and pushes back her veil. And as it happens, it's almost as if something is ripped from her head, her mind. And you can hear like a distant sort of flapping of wings somewhere around in the room, just sort of echoing around. And Danica looks around just for a moment and readjusts her veil. She's breathing like heavily, but it soon calms. They're gone. They're gone. The voice is gone. Oh, Hulla. She like
You
leans
feel
off of
normal?
the
Do you
altar.
feel like yourself?
Yes. My God. The spell worked.
Oh my god.
Hella, you have done well. I'm proud of you. You've grown from just a humble acolyte to a full-on cleric of Hades.
Thank you. That it was my dearest wish to serve the temple as best as I could, to repay you for everything that you've done. I'm so happy it worked. And I dedicate myself further to the Temple of Hades.
She smiles and actually for the first time you actually see that Danica kind of offers like an embrace, like a hug, which she isn't prone to do. She's often very reserved, very cold. But
I
yeah,
hug
she
her
actually
back
like
equally awkwardly. Like it's just
yeah, right. Yeah, it is an awkward hug for sure. But yeah, I got some new updated artwork for Danica Greysteel, now freed of her madness.
cool.
She looks a lot younger. She looks a lot less creepy, and yeah, there's a new lease of life in her now that she's freed from this. And with that kind of hug, you feel like a shadow creep up around you, but not one that is sinister or malevolent, but one that is sort of embracing you in the moment and bringing you closer to Hades than you've ever felt before. And yeah, Hulla, you progress to level 4, and as does everyone else, as finally bringing a close to this ordeal, saving Danica, and in the Temple of Hades, you feel a divine presence sort of reach out and fill you with determination. And
Barry.
as for you, Barry, you actually also hear a voice.
Oh.
That flapping that circles around the room comes finally to perch and land on your shoulder. And you hear it whisper back into your mind. Hello, Barry. I've returned.
You never really left, I guess.
Precisely.
Your greed was always there.
And I see that you have acted on it. You have gathered much gold, many treasures. Perhaps now there is less distractions. You can go out and seek more. I wonder what that wizard was hiding. Or perhaps those strange treasures from another plane of existence, for all we know. So much to plunder. And with that, we will end tonight's session. And yeah, congratulations on level 4.
Lastly, Barry goes to lean on this bench in front of him, and it moves 5 feet away, and he hits the floor.
Oh no.
And he's like, "Huh,
Oh.
that's new." Because he got telekinetic.
You got telekinetic. Very nice. Yeah. What did
Nice.
you guys decide on in the end for your levels?
I'm going with an ability score improvement, like a boring person, because
I
I need
am
to up my
too.
DC.
You have become
I
so
just-
wise,
Yeah.
Hulla.
I'm doing the same thing. Because I went ahead and increased Dex by 1 and Wisdom by 1 because it ups
Mhm.
my AC and it brings my my Dex and my Wisdom. They get a +2 for all those abilities. So I did that because I would think that I've been out here long enough that I would have learned to use a lot more my survival skills and my just day-to-day skills. I've learned how to use them in this environment. So
Okay.
my
Yeah.
perception would be better. My survival, would be better. I've learned how to move in my clothes, so those are better.
Very nice. Okay.
What's Scragglin
Barry with a rare 1 from Barry. You don't normally you roll really well on health, but oof.
I'm taking telekinetic, obviously.
Telekinetic, nice. And
What's
what about
Scragglin
6
taking?
or 7? No, Skrapp's already level 4.
Scragglin.
Don't know who this
Skrapp.
Scragglin is.
No, Skrapp's already level 4. They were pre-leveled.
Oh.
And 6 or 7. What did you take? Or are you still deciding?
Are you muted?
Oh, you might be
Sorry,
muted.
sorry, still deciding.
Okay, no worries. Oh, awesome. Well, in that case, we'll just wrap up
I'll,
tonight.
I'll have it I'll have it today. I'm going to stay on and finish it up. But there's 2 that I'm going back and forth between.
Right.
For the rest of yeah,
We'll
we'll
wrap up
end up
there.
the stream.
Right.
Thank you guys for watching.
Bye for now. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.